I don't know about most of y'all, but like I say, I'm pretty happy that JuJu is going to remain a Pittsburgh Steeler, at least for the next year.
It feels good.
Feels damn good. I think we have the same feeling as most of Steeler Nation tonight, or at least today. Oh boy, lunchtime came around, and immediately on my phone, immediately on my phone, there was news that Steven Nelson had been granted permission to seek a trade. And then immediately after that, Schefter says JuJu is returning to the Pittsburgh Steelers for 1 year. $8 million. $8 million.
That's it.
$7 million signing bonus, $1 million base salary with 4 voidable years. That's only a cap hit of $2.4 million this year.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but that's not bad at all.
And for those that don't know, JuJu had offers from the Ravens, $13 million actually, the Eagles, and the Chiefs. All better offers financially and long-term wise. He declined all of them and decided to take less to return to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
To return home. And I gotta say, JuJu, I had a lot of respect for you, but man, that respect really went through the freaking roof.
That man could have walked into Kansas City, pretty much walking into a Super Bowl, playing with Patrick freaking Mahomes. Decided to take less for this city.
Go to show the type of player he is, go to show the type of leadership he has, and go to show the type of loyalty he has. And that's something in today's NFL that is freaking rare.
Rather, sports in general is rare.
Is loyalty, and I got to appreciate for that.
Despite your feelings on the wide receiver position or JuJu Smith-Schuster in general, you got to respect the man for his loyalty, his character, and his leadership. At the young age of 24, that man has earned my full respect. And I got to say, just based on that, I might have to get another JuJu jersey.
Same here, bro. Same here. So, JuJu, it's glad to have you home. It's glad to keep you home, man.
As he says, is home. We got some guys in the chat, man. What's up, guys? How's your Friday night going? Been a while since we've done a live stream. Let's go. Number 19, JuJu Smith-Schuster, comeback, signed $8 million, finally, now better. Yeah, buddy. Josh K says, how you both doing? It's been a crazy day, real crazy.
Real crazy. I mean, throughout the entire free agency, Steelers have been very quiet, and now finally, news comes out, and it's this. Crazy, man.
Brian says, hi, what's up, man? Same thing with Malachi. What's up, everybody? What do you think of Tyler Simmons? Interesting story about Tyler Simmons. For those that don't know, the Steelers reportedly signed former Georgia Bulldog wide receiver and Houston Texans practice squad receiver Tyler Simmons today. Crazy thing is, last year, he went undrafted, probably due to the fact that he did not have a pro day for Georgia because of COVID. But this year, Georgia invited him for a pro day this year, in which Kevin Colbert and company were at Georgia's pro day, and thus Colbert offered him a contract. I've seen a little bit of film on him. I like the dude.
Not too bad at all.
Jedi is in the building. Had a great conversation with him for an hour and a half, a few hours ago, actually. Says Corvette. He can Corvette all the hell he wants. I don't care. He's back. Friday night streams are the best. I agree. I've been on the James Pierre train since camp. Looks like he's finally going to get his chance. Yes, that is if Steven Nelson is indeed traded. He has permission to seek a trade, but it's possible that we might not even find a partner. It depends where his value is.
I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Jarrett, Ravens fan, says, fuck the Ravens. I agree.
I agree indeed.
I agree. All right. I think it's time to turn this camera on. First things first. New background.
Yeah, we got a new background, guys. We got a Hines Ward autograph right here. We got a Mel Blount autograph right here. Took us quite a bit, not going to lie.
Yeah, it took us about 2 weeks to finally set this up because, one, we needed to find the perfect timing to set it up, and I need to find the perfect drywall anchor screws for the not only the wall, but the frames themselves. So, yeah, finally, it's good that we finally got it done. This is a new background, guys. Hell yeah. Let's know what you guys think.
Definitely.
Nelson, a snake. Well, I mean, he's been pretty cryptic on social media, so I don't know, maybe.
I don't know. You want to talk about Nelson now, actually?
I might as well. I mean,
he's talk about the situation.
He's on the topic.
I mean, Steven Nelson, I mean, obviously, Steelers have granted him granted him permission to seek a trade. Whether he does get traded has yet to be seen or determined, but it's been reported that if he's not traded, he may get cut as a cap casualty.
Which now people were speculating the reason why we're giving Nelson a request or giving him the opportunity to seek a trade is to make cap room for JuJu. Well, the fact that he only has $2.4 million in the cap hit this year, I don't see Nelson being or trading Nelson being the reason why we needed a cap room for JuJu. I think it's more so the fact that either he wants a long-term extension and we can't afford it right now, or he just wants out. It's one of the two.
And maybe 1 and 2. Or maybe the Steelers reached, got what's the word?
Reached out to Nelson?
Yeah, thank you. Reached out to him and maybe thought of possibly having maybe extending him another year.
Possibly a cheap extension.
Or having him take a pay cut. Maybe he denied it. I don't know. And maybe Nelson didn't want to do that. Maybe he doesn't want some of his money going for this year.
Well, we truly don't know. But if that is not the case, I don't understand why we cut him. We clearly didn't need to get rid of Nelson to afford JuJu. Now, unless he's going to be a cap casualty to pay for defensive depth, sure. But I don't see why we would release him. That just creates another hole defensively. That's just my point.
Right. I mean, we don't really have a true determined number 2 if Nelson goes. We have Sutton. We have Lane. We have James Pierre. They're all pretty talented guys.
Possibly a drafting. Sutton, I'm glad we were signing him. 2-year, $9 million. Great value for a guy like Sutton.
Yes.
Glad to have him back. Mike Hilton went to the Bengals.
On a 4-year, I think it was a $24 million deal to the Cincinnati Bengals.
But he is getting $8.5 million first year, so it's pretty hefty.
He's definitely deserving of that money. He's definitely earned his freaking pay raise.
It sucks to see him go to a division rival, but I'm glad he got rich because he deserved it.
He deserved it, absolutely.
But it's good to have Sutton back. Some prefer Sutton over Hilton. In terms of coverage-wise, possibly even playmaking-wise, I mean, you can't go wrong there.
No, you can't really deny it. Like you said, you can't go wrong. So, whatever happens with Nelson, I really don't know. Again, it has yet to be determined. But if Nelson does get traded or cut, I assume that considering Sutton has experience outside and can play outside, maybe they give him the promotion and give him more playing time and put him at number 2, opposite of Hayden, or maybe they see if Lane is ready, considering he'll be in his 3rd year of a rookie contract, or maybe they give a guy like James Pierre, who without OTA, he had OTA, he had training camp, but no preseason because of COVID, but was still able to make the roster and shine at times.
Right.
Sometimes over Justin Lane.
He got playing time over Lane in the playoff game against the Browns. Now, me personally, I would put Sutton outside initially just because he's the more dependable outside corner than a Lane or a Pierre who could battle in camp for reps, or like you said, maybe that number 2 spot. I don't know. Maybe we draft a corner. Corner could go a lot earlier than we all thought because of this need. It could be outside corner, it could be a slot corner. Maybe we keep Sutton inside and use him in that versatile role, in that dime package role, because that's where he makes most of his plays. I don't know. I don't know what we do at corner. Me personally, I'd put Sutton outside and maybe draft a nickel corner because Lane and Pierre can be the outside backups. So, like, Lane would be the backup left cornerback to Sutton, and Pierre would be the backup right cornerback to Hayden.
Right.
And then maybe you put an Antoine Brooks in there at nickel. Maybe you draft a nickel corner, which could happen. Depending on what we get for Nelson, that could be a corner pick. That could be a slot corner pick. I don't know.
Or maybe with the money, if we trade or cut Nelson, maybe we signed a pretty decent nickel corner. I have no idea.
I don't know what the Steelers do.
It's really hard to tell where they're going right now.
It's going to be interesting for sure. Whether we trade Nelson or not, I don't know. I don't even know what his worth is. I don't know what people are looking at him. There's a lot of teams that could use him. A hell of a lot of teams. The Bears just cut Kyle Fuller, or they're seeking a trade. The Tennessee Titans just got rid of Adoree Jackson. The 49ers need a corner. They got rid of Sherman. They extended Verrett.
Yeah, the Vikings could use a corner. The Falcons could use a corner. There's a lot of teams out there that could use cornerback. So there might be one team that'd be willing to trade something.
So
what that is, I don't know. I like to get like some sort of player or draft pick, specifically a draft pick, because we're going to need as much draft capital as we can to
also
fill in the positions that we need.
Not only draft capital, but cap space.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know what happens with Nelson. I don't know what we do with Nelson. Maybe we don't find a trading partner and he stays for the year. I don't know. We don't know what
What we're going to do, really.
Or that we don't know what specifically is going on between Nelson and the Steelers behind closed doors. Did he want out? Did he want an extension? Did we offer him a cheap extension and he rejected? I don't know. I don't know what happened. But it's going to be interesting to see if there's no trading partner and none of that occurred. I'd rather keep him because that's just another hole for the defense and another position we're going to have to address in the draft when we already have other depth needs to address.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Let's know you guys' thoughts. People are saying we could start Pierre. He's a big sleeper, possible undrafted gem, similar to a Mike Hilton, only, of course, he can play outside, unlike Hilton.
Yeah.
But possibly Lane. Many people are not high on Lane because he didn't look too good last year.
I, for one, will admit am one of those guys, but it wouldn't hurt to give him the opportunity to see how he does turn out.
He's also still very raw, and that's due to the fact that he's only coming into, his fourth, fifth year as a cornerback. People forget he was a wide receiver in his first year at Michigan State before converting to cornerback his final 2 years.
Yep.
He was drafted in the third round to be a project. Now, from the Steelers, that's not the best team for him to develop as an NFL cornerback, specifically in the third round to be an eventual outside starting guy, specifically for replacing Nelson if he is traded. I mean, yeah, it's not the best team to develop him, but I mean, people I think should give him one more chance. He's coming into his third year? I believe his third year.
Yeah, it is his third year.
He's coming to his third year, still could use some development. And I don't know, maybe a competition with Pierre or a potential rookie could make him better.
Right, I don't know. He could be given the nod, given the opportunity. I mean, Tomlin likes to give some of his players some opportunities. If he doesn't turn out, then maybe James Pierre can get the nod. Maybe get some playing time. Maybe he does better. I don't know. I mean, it's not the first time we had an undrafted player take over a role from a guy we drafted. Look at Senquez Golson. Never played a snap. Never played one bit. Mike Hilton was signed. And look how he turned out.
He was essentially Senquez Golson.
He was what Senquez Golson should have been. So having another undrafted player on the roster as a defensive back, he could be a nice gem. We don't know yet.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see for sure. That makes cornerback a very interesting position to keep an eye out. What kind of pick can we get for Nelson? I'm hoping a third. A third or a fourth. A second would be robbery. But I think a third and a fourth is good value from him. I know he's entering a contract year. He's going to want an extension upon landing with a new team. But he's still only 28 and had 2 very solid, productive years.
Mm-hmm.
He's shown he can be a starting outside number 2. I think he's got some decent value off of him.
Is there a team that's going to be willing to trade a pick like that?
Yeah.
Is there anyone that desperate? Another team, Seattle. Yet again, their draft capital is terrible. They only got 3 picks. So
3 picks.
So I can't see them trading one. I don't think they're that desperate.
No. Let's see. Where do the Steelers go offensive line? You mean in the draft? Well, we're going to go center second round. I can guarantee you that. There's not many free agent starting worthy centers left. Austin Reeder of the Chiefs is the only one I can think of. But even then, he got an offer from the Chiefs and might return. By the looks at the Chiefs offensive line with Kyle Long and Joe Thuney, Reeder might be back. Thus, the Steelers might start B.J. Finney initially, or he might have him battle with the eventual rookie in the second round, I'd imagine.
Or I hope a rookie in the draft.
It's going to have to be a rookie.
Yeah, because I don't see B.J. Finney starting a full season, nor should he.
Center's probably our biggest need right now. We got to go center early.
Yeah.
Second round's the best spot because most of the top guys will be there. Probably all the top guys could be there, honestly.
More than likely, yeah.
As for offensive tackle, I think that's going to wait because they still like Chucks. Some may not, but I think maybe a year under Adrian Clem could do him wonders. Now, we don't know much about Clem, but we can all agree Sean Sherritt did not do any of the offensive linemen favors. Granted, I mean, most of the guys were aging and out of their prime. Guys like Pouncey and Villanueva, who, by the way, is still getting offers from the Steelers. I don't know why. Please don't bring him back.
Do not bring him back.
I respect the man,
for everything he's done with the country and the team, but he's only going to go worse.
And plus, we all know Tomlin and his relationship with Zach Banner. They signed him to a 2-year, $9.5 million deal. This is a guy that's only started 2 games. He's going to be
so with that contract, he's going to be the starter.
He's going to be a starter, whether that's left or right tackle. He's going to be the starter.
So with tackle in the draft, I could see it in probably the middle rounds.
Plus, I mean, it's the offensive tackle position is stacked. Colbert has mentioned that several times. You can get a guy in the 3rd, 4th round and still get a possible productive starter. That's how deep offensive tackle is.
Yeah.
I like Jackson Carman from Clemson, Walker Little from Stanford, a Brady Christensen from BYU, guys like that. An Alaric Jackson. I forget what college he's from, but there's
some pretty productive studs in the middle rounds. And look at Kevin Dotson. He was a middle round selection, and the guy's going to be a freaking monster for this offensive line for the future.
So don't look at the Steelers drafting offensive tackle too late as a bad thing, because this is the year where you can go offensive tackle a little later and still get some quality guys.
Right.
It is incredibly stacked this year. Hell, there might be like 5 or 6 alone in the 1st round.
Mm-hmm. I can see it.
And then in the 2nd, 3rd round, there'll still be plenty of guys. You know what I mean? So there's going to be a lot of leftovers that, I don't want to say leftovers because, I mean, that's kind of like making it, putting them in the bad name. But, I'm trying to say
there's a lot of quality,
yes,
starter caliber guys. They can easily develop early.
I'd lose my mind if we got a 2nd round pick for Nelson. I mean, that's just, again, that's robbery.
That would be robbery.
I mean, Colbert has already robbed people before.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks, Miami.
Yeah, right. That's great. Let's see. From what I've seen of both guys, Pierre is miles ahead of Lane, and the reports I've read from camp back that up. I think the Steelers feel the same way. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd gladly give him the shot. Can't hurt. Cheap option. Young.
Talented as hell.
Hell, he made the roster as the 6th cornerback with no preseason.
Exactly.
And took reps over a 3rd round pick in Lane, who was in his 2nd year.
And who knows, maybe he could be another one of these undrafted gems on the defense, because look how Hilton turned out. He was thrown to the fire, and he freaking ran with it.
Literally, he was a day 1 starter.
Immediately. The guy was a camp monster, a preseason monster. Look how he was. He was a pretty damn good player for our defense for 3-4 years he was with us.
And it sucks to see him go. This is something that, I'm glad you brought him up because, when the news came out about Nelson initially, I was like, okay, I thought we were going to get an extension, but I was a little confused at the same time. Like, if they allowed Nelson to seek a trade, whether that's if he wanted out or they want him to seek a trade and see what offers they get, why didn't you do this before, like a month before, save the same amount of cap and be able to keep Hilton, and then you can put Sutton outside?
Right.
That's what I was thinking. Now, I don't know if Hilton wanted out. Maybe he felt, I don't want to say held hostage
or held down,
but he was tendered like 2-3 years in a row. So I think the Steelers could have offered him a nice contract as he deserved it. But to go to a division rival, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but maybe there was something a little more dark behind the scenes we don't know between the Steelers and Hilton. You know what I mean? Because he took a deal with the divisional rival, and with the tweets he was putting out on Twitter, I don't know. I have no idea.
Right.
Maybe I'm looking into it. Maybe my conspiracy theories.
No, I go what you're saying.
Flying everywhere.
I go what you're saying.
But I'm just saying, like, if I don't know if this was Steelers' intended plan all along, but if it was, why didn't you do this a month prior and be able to retain Hilton and put Sutton outside?
Right.
And still be able to keep JuJu. I mean, that would have been a hell of a goddamn offseason right there. You'd be able to keep 2 young stud cornerbacks and your slot receiver. Now, this offseason, so far, I ain't gonna lie, when we lost Dupree and Alualu and Hilton, I was getting a little, and Fielder, of course, even though I doubt he was going to come back either way.
Yeah.
Good contract for him, by the way, from the Chargers. Good for him. I was kind of looking at it as like, man, this is kind of depressing. This team's not really looking too great because they're not good in cap. We have a lot of defensive holes depth-wise. And the way I'm looking at it next year, man, this defense is going to take a hit. Because, I mean, let's say we do lose Nelson. Nelson is a solid number 2. I think Sutton is capable as a number 2. He's still young, still getting better. He's getting better every single year. Mm-hmm. Don't forget that. And he's shown he can work outside. But losing a guy like Dupree and even Alualu is very serious because those guys not only help stop the run, they cause pressure on the quarterback, which honestly allowed us to keep most of our guys in coverage, which is why our defense is so great. And now that Highsmith's going to take in, which I'm completely fine with. That's why we drafted him.
Yes.
We stated that since day one when we drafted him. He is Dupree's replacement. We were not going to get an extension with Dupree because he cost too much.
And look at the money that Dupree got with the Tennessee Titans. $82.5 million for a 5-year deal.
With an $85 million maximum.
And I got to say, Tennessee, man, you got a hell of a player. And you needed pass rush so bad, and you probably got the right guy for it.
Yes, you did.
Dupree has definitely grown since, we were saying, he's a bust. He's not that great. He's another Jarvis Jones. The guy freaking is a monster. The guy was so productive in his last 2 years. The guy showed that, hey, I am one of the top freaking pass rushers in this league.
I'm happy for Bud. Good for him.
So am I. I hope he has a successful career with the Titans, and I hope that he does well.
Yes.
Hopefully that he recovers from this ACL injury, which I'm sure he will.
And does better.
And he'll probably even be better than he was with the Steelers, if I'm going to be honest.
Agreed. Now, but my thinking is, I like Highsmith, but like Dupree, very similar to Dupree, it might take him some time to get to that same level of run defense and pass rush pressure that Dupree had.
Mm-hmm.
My fear is, can Highsmith bring that same level of pressure and run defense? If he can't, we might have to run some disguised blitzes to make up for that lack of pressure. The problem is, it's kind of hard to do that without a guy like Hilton. He was the perfect blitzing corner. Otherwise, who are we going to do it with? So I'm hoping Highsmith can bring that same level of pressure that Dupree did. That way we can keep our guys in coverage. Because if we don't, we're going to have to run some blitzes. And although we still have some cover guys, great cover guys, much better than we had in previous years, I think the defense is still going to take a little bit of a hit. Now, we are getting Devin Bush back. Let's not forget that. Devin Bush is coming back. I don't know who's going to be the number 2 beside him. Vince Williams was cut. That sucks.
And that saved us about $4 million in cap. And it sucks losing Vince Williams. The guy came into the league as a 6th-round selection by the Steelers. Started off in special teams, but then worked his way into the starting role. Replaced Lawrence Timmons after he was released. Was alongside Ryan Shazier before he...
Oh, man, dude. I'm thinking back to those shake and bake days.
I know, man. Shake and bake, Ryan Shazier and Vince Williams, I must say, underrated as hell. Underrated linebacker duo. When Williams was younger and Shazier was not even reaching his freaking peak. Williams was pretty dependable at times. He was nowhere near a number 1. But as a number 2, he was pretty dependable, was a great run stuffer, and a pretty decent blitzer. Vince Williams was pretty underrated. But when it comes to his talent and his play style, it's a certain limit. He's not a number 1.
It is a certain limit, but he lived and breathed the colors
and the culture of a Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker.
From his leadership, his play on the field, and just his personality. You know what I mean? So Williams will be missed a little bit, honestly, on the field. He also brought a lot of energy on the field for that Steelers defense and in the locker room.
You did?
I don't know who's going to be number 2. Many people say Spillane. I would not mind Spillane. He's very similar to a Vince Williams. Although he was undrafted, claimed by the Titans, he came to the Steelers, worked his way up. Initially as a special teamer, found time as the number 2 after Bush went down and did pretty well. I would not mind him beside Bush. Now, who we have behind them? Marcus Allen was extended. I like that. Ulysses Gilbert, I really am high on him. Can he stay healthy?
After that, who's there? Like, all we got is 4 guys right now. I mean, what's going to happen with Avery Williamson? We traded for him. Is he going to stay? Is he going to take a pretty cheap deal just to be depth?
Or do the Steelers go inside linebacker early in the draft, which I'm all for? Specifically, People are already saying in the comments, Zaven Collins. Zaven Collins equals the number 24 pick.
Dude, guys, I would love Zaven Collins. Zaven Collins is a monster, and him in the black and gold beside Devin Bush, it would be so freaking dynamic.
Not only that, but we are also lacking edge depth. If you needed to put Zaven in relief of Watt or Highsmith, and you can still put Spillane at the number 2 inside linebacker position,
right?
And still, have a pretty solid front 7 right there. Or if they want to wait till the second round and get my guy from LSU,
Jabril Cox, get that Bush and Cox duo.
Yeah.
Yes, I just said it.
But no, seriously, there's options they got, depending on what we get from Nelson, that could determine maybe cornerback, maybe linebacker, any position on defense, rather.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what we get from Nelson, if we get anything from Nelson. If not, I don't know what happens. Maybe he stays. Maybe we cut him for cap issues.
It's really yet to be determined. But this defense, I will say, and even losing Tyson Alualu, because he was signed to he went back to the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was signed to a 2-year, $6 million deal for the Jaguars. He went back to the team that that initially drafted him back in 2010.
Which honestly, the Steelers easily could have afforded, but it has more so to do with him wanting to be closer to family, similar to Mike Munchak.
Yeah, when he left Pittsburgh to Denver because his family lives in Denver, and that's completely fine. You know, you want to put your family first. You want to be closer to your family. That's completely understandable. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Who are we going to replace Tyson Alualu with? Because when Hargrave left, Alualu was at least dependable, and he showed that he was dependable. He was a great run stuffer, a pretty okay blitzer at times, but he was mainly a run defender. He filled that gap, and he did his job damn well. Now that he's gone, who's really the next man up? Are we going to draft at that position? What are we going to do? Now, we did re-sign Chris Wormley to a 2-year, what was it?
I think $4.5 million deal, something like that.
So Wormley, a former third-round pick of the Ravens, we traded a fifth-round pick last year just to get him for depth because we needed depth at the defensive line. So we re-signed him to a 2-year deal for depth, but maybe we give him the opportunity at nose tackle.
Grant, even though, you know, people say he was always behind a stacked D-line, that's why he got traded to the Steelers. That's why he didn't get much playing time last year.
Yeah.
Maybe they give him the opportunity next year at nose tackle.
Right. Maybe it's his time for an opportunity. Maybe there's a reason why he was selected in the third round by the Ravens. He just couldn't play because he had a stacked defensive line, just like the Steelers had a stacked defensive line last year.
Very similar to Alualu. We all thought they could go nose tackle last year. They didn't. They actually waited to the 7th round for Carlos Davis, another guy who could possibly get the nod at nose tackle. Maybe we get a position battle in training camp with maybe Wormley, Buggs, and Davis.
I could see it.
Doesn't sound incredibly ideal, but I mean,
I will say this: they are young, talented guys that could get better.
Unless we want to wait till the draft and get nose tackle in maybe day 3.
Yeah, one guy I am always eyeing is Jalen Twyman out of Pittsburgh.
Dude, that dude's a beast. 40 bench reps.
He's not the fastest. He's probably not the most athletic, but he works out with Aaron Donald. He actually takes his game after Aaron Donald, and that's good. That's great. That's really good for him.
My man did 40 bench reps, 225.
The guy's a talented player, really talented player. I think he opted out last year because of the virus. If he didn't opt out, I think he'd be a lot higher on draft boards.
Yeah,
I really do. He reminds me. Some people say he's a mini Aaron Donald. I can see it, but I think as of now, I think he's another Grady Jarrett, and Jarrett was another mid-round selection. And look how he is for Atlanta.
Yeah,
I really like Twyman, but I can see the Steelers giving Wormley that opportunity. See if he can live up to when he was drafted in the 3rd round.
Yeah,
I can see it. I don't know. This defense will take. I don't mean to interrupt you, but this defense will take a hit. But overall, I think we'll be fine.
Well, it'll be fine. We'll have some quality guys to step in. It's just not. It's not going to have the same dominance as prior years.
Right. I mean, we'll see. We'll really see.
Huge shout out to Richard Gallagher. It's a little late, but I finally got to your comment. $10 super chat. Appreciate it a lot. He says, "Good luck in Pittsburgh, JuJu. Let's get that trophy." I'd hope so.
I really hope so. But hell yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Let's see, where are we at? What do you guys think about maybe one of the 4th round picks, the quarterback, David Mills from Stanford? I doubt it. We got Haskins. We got Mason. I think the Steelers are going to retain them.
I know it's not the greatest at all, but I think the Steelers will stay with who they got.
He had a great 40.
He really did, though. He looked pretty good, I will admit.
Yeah.
David Mills did look, but I just can't see the Steelers taking quarterback. I just can't.
No, me neither. Steel Dictate is in the building. Says, what do you think of Adoree Jackson as a possible replacement pickup for Nelson? I would like Adoree Jackson.
I would not mind it.
He was actually Tennessee's only really good corner. And side note, he was teammates with JuJu in USC.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, he could recruit his old boy. Now, he did meet with who did he meet with tonight?
The Giants.
The Giants.
He met with the Giants.
And he's meeting with Philly tomorrow. So they'll probably,
They'll do their best to try to sign him because they could use some cornerback depth. But Adoree Jackson as a possible number 2, I would not mind it.
Yeah. Facts on YT says, do you think we draft running back in the 1st round? At this point, yes.
As of right now, yes, I do.
Now it's going to be either Najee, Etienne, or Javonte. Now there was reports Chris Carson could go to the Dolphins. He actually just signed a 3-year deal with the Seahawks. Najee is officially back on the board for the Dolphins, unless they sign someone else, which there's not really many fish in the pond anymore.
As the only name that is obviously out there is Leonard Fournette.
Now, the Jets could also take running back. Etienne could be there. Actually, he should be there, rather. Depending on who the Dolphins take, if they do take running back. If those two are taken and we want to go running back first round, Javonte is there. Otherwise, if Najee's gone, Etienne could be the guy because Tomlin, Colbert, and Matt Canada were at Clemson's Pro Day. And we're really high on Travis Etienne. And I'm not the highest on Etienne. In fact, he's my third option at running back. But he would fit Canada's system very well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he would.
Otherwise, if Etienne's gone, Najee could be the pick. But I do think running back is a top pick in the first round now that they secured Zach Banner. He's going to be the starting left tackle or right tackle. Center's going to wait till the second round. The only other position I can see us drafting in the first round is inside linebacker. And it depends who's there.
It really depends who's there. If Najee's there, I think that's a no-brainer. If not, then I think we may either trade back or just take Collins right there and then.
Yeah. If we end up trading Nelson, what value could we get? And it could be anywhere from a third round to I don't know.
A third round to, I say, a fifth rounder.
I'd hope.
I'd really hope so. There's got to be one team that desperately needs corner that could trade away something like that.
Yeah.
At least that's what I hope.
Matt with a great comment says, that would be awesome. Zaven the Raven Killer.
Yes. I
like
love that.
I like that. Oh, man. I knew this question was going to come up. Do you think Ben can take us to the bowl this year? Right now? No. Truthfully, and I wasn't really going to get much into this conversation. This is a very interesting offseason, critical offseason. We always said this is going to be a very important offseason. This entire week has been a roller coaster of emotions, from depression to, today it's just, and I think it really, really gets back to the cap that Omar Khan and Kevin Colbert have really done with JuJu. Added 4 voidable years with a 1-year deal. Only a $2.4 million cap hit this year.
Yeah.
Cameron Sutton, 3 voidable years with a 1.7?
Something along the lines like that.
Or something along the lines. It's 1.7 or something like that. Cap hit for Cameron Sutton.
Mm-hmm.
Low cap hits. They're being very smart with the cap. And depending on what happens with Nelson, they could create more cap there and get defensive depth. So at the start of the week, it wasn't looking too great. As of right now, it could be looking a little better depending who they pick up in free agency.
Yeah.
We got JuJu back. We retained Sutton. Nelson could be bringing us more cap and possibly picks. I'd hope so. It just depends who they get defensively in free agency and how they strike in the draft.
Right.
That's going to be crucial. They have to strike in the draft. Previous years, they've done very well compared to other years. The past few years, they have struck very well. Last year's class alone,
Chase Claypool,
Kevin Dotson's going to be a starter. Alex Highsmith's taking over. You can see a lot of Anthony McFarland with Matt Canada. Maybe Carlos Davis does step up at nose tackle. Antoine Brooks could see more time as a nickel guy. Every guy last year's draft is going to have a role this year.
Yeah, they could be having a lot of significant time on the field. So, yeah.
Chad says, where did Tyler Simmons play before he came to the Steelers? He was a Georgia Bulldog, went undrafted, went to the Texans practice squad. And thus he got an invite to the Georgia Pro Day this year, since he didn't have one last year. Colbert liked what he saw, offered him a contract. I believe we got him. Solid pickup, I'd say. Possible camp body, but let's see what he's got.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where are we at? I'd be down for Jenkins in first and Williams in the second. That'd be great. But is Williams going to be there in the second?
Very unlikely.
Hell, the Buccaneers could go running back.
Yeah, if Fournette decides to leave, who's their number 2?
Yeah.
McCoy might as well retire. He's got 2 rings.
Might as well, yeah.
He wrote the coattails of the Chiefs and the fucking Buccaneers.
Yeah. The Fiend is in the building. Says, "Sup, boys? How you doing, man?"
Hey, what's up, Fiend?
This is probably the biggest Steelers fans I know. Honestly, these boys know a lot about their team. Ramon, I appreciate that a lot. And it's coming from a Patriots fan. Hey, what are y'all doing over there? I shouldn't judge. But because, our cap issues are horrible and we've overpaid a lot of talent. But, yeah, I don't know what you guys are doing over there.
No, but they handing bucks to all these players like it's nothing. Like Aguilar got what? How much did Aguilar get? Like $13 million? Nelson Aguilar?
Yeah.
Really?
Now they did land Matthew Judon, but I think they overpaid for him. I think Judon is decent. First of all, he got into the Pro Bowl last year because of his name. Dupree got robbed. He
clearly got robbed. Come on.
Decent, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I know they got Kyle Vanoy back. They got, obviously, Newton back for a year.
Yeah.
So at least, I mean, they're going to be getting some players back that opted out last year because of the virus. So
I'll give the Patriots this. I don't mean to cut you off. I'll give the Patriots this. They're filling needs properly. The names and the contracts they're giving out is a little questionable.
Yeah. I will say their new tight end duo, Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, I think that could be really nice.
Yeah.
If Newton does turn out, or whoever Belichick decides to have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Could be Newton, could be a draft pick. I don't know.
If we go for a cornerback, Asante Samuel Jr., that would be nice.
I would not mind Asante Samuel whatsoever. He's got NFL bloodline. His dad is obviously one of the greatest of all time at that position, Asante Samuel Sr.
Yeah. Sean445 says, can we trade for Zach Ertz? Richard Gallagher says the same thing.
I would like Zach Ertz, but I think he's got, almost $9 million in cap?
It depends on his contract. Personally, I think we're bringing Jesse James back. And I can't disagree with that.
No, I mean, Jesse James, I mean, he's a fine number 2. And all we need is a blocking tight end.
Yeah. What about drafting wide receiver since JuJu will be a free agent next season after this season coming up? JuJu will get resigned long term. That's the whole point of this. JuJu signed a cheap deal this year. Did great. He took incredibly team-friendly contract. But we're going to have a lot of cap space next year. So the voidable years will be non-existent at that point because I believe we will extend JuJu long term.
Yeah.
That's the whole point here. We needed a team-friendly contract. JuJu understood that. Ben will be back, and he understands next year he'll get his money. That's the player you want.
Of course. The loyalty, man. And again, I got to respect JuJu for that. I really have to. The respect I got for JuJu really went through the roof. The fact that he's sticking with Ben. He had the opportunity of a lifetime, I'd say, to play with Patrick freaking Mahomes. Instead, he decided to stick with his quarterback that he came into the league with, Ben Roethlisberger. Because Ben, although I don't think he can lead us to a Super Bowl no more, I can really respect and appreciate Ben trying his damnest.
Not only that,
trying his hardest to get another ring, to get this team another ring. I can respect that.
I guess I could agree there.
And the fact that JuJu wants to be here for it, you can't hate that.
Now, I got to say, the Steelers are trying to build the best team around Ben to win the Super Bowl. I
know it's a little questionable. They're making a little questionable decisions here.
Why would you let Hilton walk? You know what I'm saying? Why'd you let Hilton walk? He's very crucial. Now, he's replaceable, but he's very crucial to the defense.
Right.
We got Sun back. I love that. Alualu, yeah, I know he wanted to go back to Florida with his family, but, I mean, he is a crucial loss because, I mean, at 33 years old last year, he was great. Very good. Offensively, they still got offensive weapons. They're building up the offensive line. I'm sure they're going to go running back early. They got a new offensive coordinator. Great. I mean, when I look at it like that, the team is not going to be that bad next year. But
with a tougher schedule and everything, and as of now, with the holes we have on the team when it comes to depth and starter caliber players we have, it's not looking too good.
Here's what I'm saying. This team will be fine next year, but I don't think it can go the length.
If I'm going to be honest, as of now, I see a 6 or 7 seed. At best, 10-6. I hope I'm wrong. I hope this team will go out next season, blow everybody out of the water, redeem themselves after a miserable and terrible, disappointing season last year after being 11-0. I
don't want to say miserable, but miserable ending, rather.
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong. I really do.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I saw your different mock drafts. I love wide receiver Marquez Stevenson from Houston, by the way. Why you guys change your mind on latest mock drafts? I really hope we can draft that wide receiver. Well, with JuJu being resigned, I think receivers off the board, especially with what might happen to Nelson.
Yeah. To change our mind on mock drafts, we just try to go with different scenarios the Steelers could go.
Exactly.
Different ways they can go.
We're not trying to be repetitive. Josh K with a $9.99 pound, I believe, is the UK currency.
It's a pound, yeah.
For me, the 3 best players who could fall to us at 24 are Caleb Farley, which would be incredible. Christian Darrisaw, who'd be, I mean, I don't care what Banner got. You take him there.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah Uwuz, I'm not going to pronounce that name. Koramo?
Great player.
We're not great with names.
He's a great player, though.
If any of those 3 are on the board at 24, they're the guy. If not, I'd trade back.
I can't disagree with you right there.
I can't. Thanks a lot for the $9.99 pound. But, yeah, I got to say, I completely agree with Josh K, man. Josh K from the UK. We will have the highest cap next year, indeed. But don't forget, most of that is going to go to extensions to JuJu. Watt for sure.
Definitely TJ Watt.
He's entering the 5th-year option now, this year. He's going to get paid next year. Is he fucking better?
You got to extend that man. I don't care how much you pay him. I don't care how much he wants. You give that man that money.
$10.5 million will be in dead cap due to Ben if he does not get resigned, which he shouldn't. Just saying. He shouldn't. So, yeah, we're going to have a lot of cap, but we're also going to have what? Maybe, I keep hearing like maybe 30 players maxed signed to the team. And who knows? Maybe we resign to Castro if he bounces back because he's going to be free agent next year.
Of course.
So, yes, we do have the highest cap next year, but most of that's going to go to either extensions, dead money, or free agents that we got to sign.
Right.
Have you heard of a possible trade-up rumors of us being in top 15? I don't see how. I don't see why. And for what? We can't trade up. We have enough defensive depth holes that we need to address with our picks. Trading up's not
just
scenario.
for defense, but offense as well. We got to fill some holes depth-wise.
Yeah,
if we can't do
line, rather.
Yeah, if we can't do it free agency, which I don't think we will, we got to do it in the draft.
Yeah. Don't know if you answered this already, but what would Nelson or why would Nelson want to request a trade? The only thing I can think of is either he wants a long-term extension that we can't afford right now, or we came to him with a cheap extension and he rejected it. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know why he would request a trade. I'd imagine he requested a trade because why else would the title be Steelers have given Nelson permission to seek a trade?
Right, of course.
So it seems like he wants out. Why? I don't know. But I hope we get something out of him.
I really do. I really don't know, man.
Not that Matt Canada, he could really amp up JuJu big time since that loser Fickner is gone. Agreed.
Yes. Yes, with Matt Canada, JuJu should definitely see more opportunities and not be held down.
He was incredibly underutilized last year.
Incredibly. I said just about everybody, if I'm going to be honest.
He was. But
even with the stats that the players got.
But JuJu was the most underutilized. I'm glad to have him back. He can rebound under Canada's system. Jared Buckle, I believe I pronounced that correctly. I've known you for years. I don't know if I pronounced your last name correctly, but I apologize if I didn't. Ravens fan says, I don't blame Lamar if he does not resign. The Ravens are failing to fix a problem that has been a problem since Lamar's rookie year in 2018 with a $5 super chat. Thanks a lot for that, man.
Yeah,
I got to say I agree.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to be honest, and this is not me being a Steelers fan, this is me being an NFL fan, the Ravens should not extend Lamar. Lamar is a running back.
See, I agree, but I also disagree.
Now, yes, Lamar has no targets. He has zero, and the Ravens aren't helping him whatsoever.
And listen, I know people are going to come with the argument they've drafted, what, 5 receivers the last 2 years or something. Miles Boykin, Marquise Brown, Devin Duvernay, guys like that. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's talent, but I must say the Ravens are probably one of the worst teams to draft that wide receiver.
They're not drafting the right guys.
No. Just like the Steelers are not drafting the right guys at corner. It goes hand in hand.
Yeah, really.
But
if the Ravens offer him a big contract, I think Lamar's going to take it.
I mean, he might, yeah.
Could you see Connor signing for cheap if no other team's interested and then draft a starter? I've been thinking that more and more as the days pass because he has no market. And Marlon Mack signed for only $2 million back to the Colts. He has no market. I would not be surprised if he comes back. And honestly, I don't see Connor playing for any other team just based on story. This is his landing spot.
Yeah.
I'd bring him back as a rotational guy. He'd be an incredible number 2. Keep him fresh.
Yeah, in Canada's system, I think that would really gel well for him and his play style.
Yeah.
And considering no team's offering him and his stock's not really too good, maybe the Steelers do bring him back on maybe a cheap 2-year deal, maybe.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Sean445 says, do you think we will win the Super Bowl in 2023?
That depends who's at quarterback.
Depends who's at quarterback. Could we see an LJ Fort return to the Steelers?
I
would hope so.
I actually can.
Great comment, Chad. I'd hope so.
The Ravens obviously declined the option to use a tender. I can't remember what tender, but they declined to use it on him, making him a free agent. I can see it happening.
He was our best inside linebacker in 2018.
Yeah, when we had Williams, again, not a number 1. Bostic.
Now, Fort's not a number 1, but I feel like he's been held down when he was with the Browns, when he was with us, and even with the Ravens.
Right.
No.
Like LJ Fort's got a lot of talent. I don't think he's starter quality. I don't think he's really number one quality, but when he's on the field, you see the fire in him. You see the man trying to do his best to win.
He could work in special team, be a special teams ace, and then be in rotation.
And
possibly.
again, with our inside linebacker depth, I can see the Steelers possibly making a reunion happening. If we can't do Williamson, I could see Fort.
If their plan is to start Spillane beside Bush next year, Fort could be a good depth signing and rotational guy and special teams ace to eliminate the need of inside linebacker later in the draft.
Right.
That is if they plan on starting Spillane, which I would not be surprised. One bit.
No.
Hey guys, good show. If the Steelers draft an edge rusher, who do you like? There's a few guys. Patrick Johnson out of Tulane. There's Chris Rump from Duke. There is Teron Jackson from forget what college.
Coastal Carolina, something
You
like
might
that?
be right, yeah. There's what's his name? Wyatt Hubert is his name?
Yeah, from I think Ohio State. There's Rashad.
No, he's not from Ohio State, but I forget what college he's from.
Was it Wisconsin or?
No, it's not. You're thinking of someone else.
I may be, yeah, you may be right, but
there's a few guys, definitely.
Rashad Weaver, Patrick Jones from Pittsburgh,
possibly. There's a few solid guys that we could grab. Of course, a Dalen Hayes, who the Steelers have looked at from Notre Dame.
Right.
So
there's a lot of quality edge depth guys that we can easily get,
and we're gonna have to go edge depth eventually.
Yeah, we need to.
I would sign someone initially for veteran,
and Ola's not coming back
unless he is.
Although I heard the Steelers won't tender him unless they give him some sort of deal, but that hasn't been done yet.
Right. JuJu is going to ball this year because he wants the nice payout next year. He's a star without a doubt. Agreed. Weird to think that I was about to be born when Ben was drafted. I'm going to miss him. He is truly my quarterback of my generation. I got to agree, even though I think he should go, and I think him coming back is a bit of a waste because I don't see us going far if we even make the playoffs. He is my quarterback. I am appreciative of that man.
Through thick and thin, yes, without a doubt.
Let's see. I'm lacking on these comments. I can tell. Where am I at? Dylan says, losing all our depth on defense to assign JuJu.
That's another way you look at it. You know, we lost 4. Now we're looking at 5 key starters on defense just to keep a wide receiver.
Now,
in which the Steelers, obviously, if I'm going to be honest, we technically don't need JuJu because we can easily replace JuJu.
Yeah.
We're the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No.
We are a wide receiver factory.
Yeah, I mean, wide receiver should never, in my opinion, never be a position that the Steelers should prioritize when it comes to extensions. But looking at the pay cut JuJu took, I won't say pay cut, looking at the deal, the team-friendly deal that JuJu took, I mean,
you can't really hate it because it's only $8 million.
Especially knowing we have Sutton who can work outside. And if we get Nelson for, I'd hope, decent capital, it's not a bad trade-off.
No, it's not.
Now, people say getting rid of Nelson is at the expense, or keeping JuJu is at the expense of Nelson. It's really not, because seeing JuJu's cap hit this year, it's like we could keep Nelson. But the Steelers have given him permission to seek a trade. So it sounds like Nelson wants out. Right? That's the way I'm looking at it. Alu wanted to go back to Jacksonville to be close to family. Mike Hilton, I have a feeling he wanted out of Pittsburgh just because maybe he was held down. Maybe the Steelers didn't offer him a big enough contract.
Or maybe because of the cap situation, he decided just to go out his way and see what team was going to offer him, you know, the best opportunity.
There's just
the best money.
There's just a reason why he went to the Bengals to me. I don't know. I'm looking too far into it, but
I don't really have a big problem with it. I mean, obviously we have to face him twice a year, but you know, I'm happy that he's happy. You know, hopefully he continues to find success with that team and everything.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck playing him and possibly having Johnson or JuJu or Claypool torch him maybe. Sorry, Hilton, but I don't know.
I think the run game whole and the O-line revamp will take a load off Ben. We can't have the guy throw 50 times a game. I honestly think Ben grooms Dwayne, and we could be looking at something special. I don't know if Ben grooming Dwayne is, you know, I don't think it's going to be a true thing because, I mean, Ben has shown he doesn't really work with the younger quarterbacks. Because, I mean, look how he took the Mason situation.
Mm-hmm.
Now he could be a little more humble. Maybe he understands we do need a future. Maybe he understands this is his final year. He wants to put this team in a position to succeed after Maybe he does that, but I mean, he's kind of already has enough on his plate.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd hope so. That'd be great.
It could benefit Haskins a lot because you saw how he was with the football team.
Yeah.
It was an environment that he didn't want to be in, and they didn't even want him. They just chose him because they needed a quarterback.
Yeah. Do you think JuJu will have his first 1,000-yard season since AB left?
Possibly.
Man.
I don't want to say yes. I'm just going to say possibly.
Yeah. Lamar isn't an ideal passer, but his receiver core is so embarrassingly bad, it wouldn't matter if he was. They need to at least give him a chance.
I do agree with that. They need to give him a target. I know they actually reached out to Kenny Golladay.
Yeah.
Whether they get him, obviously, has yet to be determined. I don't know.
That's why Jared said this is the pain I go through every year. I honestly would love for us to be able to sign Quan Alexander to solidify our middle linebackers with Bush, Alexander, and Spillane. Sounds good if Alexander can stay healthy.
Yeah, I remember when Alexander was initially a free agent when the Bucks let him go before he signed with the 49ers. After the deal he got from the 49ers, it's like there was no way we were going to pay that. I was open for Quan at that time, but he just hasn't really lived up to the contract, and he got released by the Saints after being traded to them. And again, he's injury prone. I don't think we need any more injuries at that position.
Not at all. Gorilla says next year we got to pay JuJu, TJ, and Minka. With the cap space we'll have, possibly. But I think Minka's going to hold off to at least 2023 because he's coming into his 4th year this year. He's going to have the 5th-year option next year.
Yep.
After that year, he'll be a free agent, whether we tag him or give him a long-term extension, which hopefully he stays a Steeler.
Yes.
Watt we're definitely going to have to get next year, whether we tag him or just flat out extend him, because this is his 5th-year option this year. So we got to extend TJ next year.
Yes.
Minka can wait.
If you ask me next year, you extend TJ. If you want to use a franchise tag on JuJu, that's fine.
Yeah.
TJ goes before JuJu next year.
Oh, yeah. No, there's no doubt.
TJ is the anchor of that defense. If it's not Minka, it's TJ.
Yes. What? Could you see Artie Burns return? Hell no.
I would not like that at all.
Hell no. Yeah, Alex D says, God, no. Don't even say his name. Thank you. Also, how do you guys feel about Sam Darnold if we sign him? We'd have to trade for him. I mean, if they don't trust Mason or Haskins, even though they haven't seen much from Haskins, he's not a bad option. Reuniting with JuJu, as everyone says.
Right. You know, I can see the Jets trading Darnold, but not this offseason. I can, but I can't. What I can see them doing is taking a quarterback like Zach Wilson. I still think to go quarterback. I think they will have Darnold play a little bit, though. Maybe see if a team is interested in seeing if he plays pretty decently or something like that. Try to get some capital out of it next season, or this upcoming season, I mean. Try to get something out of it, and then when the time's right, you get Zach Wilson in there. That's something I can see the Jets doing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who do you think is going to be our number 1 wide receiver this year, and why? Well, it's definitely either Johnson or Claypool. And people could say Claypool just based on his size, speed, and athletic ability, deep threat ability, big play ability. And he's working on his route running this year.
Yeah, with the route god, actually.
Same thing with Deontay Johnson, by the way.
Yes.
Fluid route runner. He just needs to work on his hands.
But he was definitely getting better late last year.
I'm not taking a shot at Deontay Johnson. I was a big fan of Johnson coming out of Toledo. I was a little surprised when we took him 3rd round, but I mean, I've been a fan of Johnson since he came into the league. So
he's got to work on the hands, man. He's got everything right. He's just got to work on the hands.
Everything right. Literally everything.
He's got to work on the hands, man. You got to work on that.
But he is getting there.
And you saw that last year when he was benched after, I think it was the Bills game when he was dropping a couple passes.
Yeah.
His hands were definitely a little bit better.
Why are they putting Nelson on the trading block and not just outright cutting Hayden? Because Nelson saves us a little bit more cap room, and Hayden is the much better corner. I don't care how old he's going to be.
And the Steelers value Hayden more than Nelson, which I agree with.
As they should. I value Hayden more
Hayden
than Nelson.
is the number 1. Nelson's not a number 1. That showed.
Yeah.
Against Stephon Diggs. I think Hayden...
Now, granted, Stephon Diggs.
Yes, and I think Hayden may have struggled at times, but he's more of a number 1 than Nelson.
Yeah.
Even at his age, he's still pretty good.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Where am I at? Why am I getting repetitive comments? That's weird.
What are they saying?
It's just the same stuff. Maybe that's the damn... Oh, what's it called? StreamYard.
It might be, yeah.
Bring Aaron Donald home? I wish. Can someone explain how the 5th-year option works? Pretty much, this is only exclusive for first-round picks. All first-round picks. If your first-round pick is playing to the caliber that you expect him to, like, for example, Bud Dupree, right? Or even, I'm sorry, let me go better. TJ Watt.
Yeah.
You're going to give him that 5th-year option to keep him an extra year, not only to keep him on the team, but possibly get a long-term extension going.
Right.
That's
you can delay the long-term extension talks for another year. You let the guy see if he can live up to
expectations.
Yes, in his 5th year, and then you work on it. Simple.
Yeah. Oh God, you guys remember Dree Archer? He was Tyreek Hill before.
Oh
yeah,
dude.
if he didn't trip over his damn feet all the time. Hey, huge shout out to the Dreadman. We did a free agency discussion before free agency occurred. He's in the chat, says, "What's up, guys? How are you, man? Hey, what's your thoughts on today's moves or even the moves throughout the entire week? It's been a crazy week for the Steelers."
And by the way, Dreadman, I actually ordered a Steelers World Order T-shirt. Yes. It's actually on the way right now. So,
oh yeah. Ben could be fine for a couple more years if he just get a run game. You can't blame it on Ben when he had no running game. Still want 11-0. Give Ben some respect. I see where you're coming from. But I also look at it as in the playoff game against the Browns, Ben put us in those positions outside of the Pouncey snap.
Yeah, that was not completely Ben's fault. I will say he should have fallen on it, not just rely on Connor. It's like, okay, Connor, you can get it. Obviously, he didn't. Ben should have fallen on it, but it was not completely his fault.
But Ben really put us in a bad position that game.
Yeah,
that's why we had to step away from the run game. That's why he had to pass it how many times?
60.
That's why he
something
threw
like that
for 500 yards.
His early turnovers really hurt us, and you can't have that in any football game, specifically a playoff game against a team that you've never lost to at home.
Yes. So I mean that's just.
But yes, with Ben coming back, you do establish a running game.
Oh yeah,
if
I'll give Ben that. Throughout the whole season, he did not have a consistent running game.
No,
he did not. I'll give him that. Maybe that's why his knee was hurting and he couldn't get as much force on the deep ball. Maybe that's why his arm might have been hurting. I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
And that's a problem. So that's why the Steelers need to focus on providing a running game for him. Hopefully they do so. I do think they do so, though, because it's a major priority.
Yeah.
You run the ball, you win games. Simple as that. You go back to the old Steelers ways.
Seriously. Jerome Bettis, Franco Harris, Rocky Blyer.
Willie Parker.
Fucking shit.
Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell got us to the AFC Championship game, okay?
He literally
run the ball.
Seriously.
And I have something to show you guys after I read this comment. How would y'all feel about going best player available at 24 or even moving back a couple spots to grab Zaven Collins in the first? How do you feel about Elijah Molden for our slot corner guy? I would love Elijah Molden. He's one of the top corner guys in the draft. Fantastic corner guy. Now, depending on how many picks we go back for Zaven Collins, referring to Zaven Collins' comment, it depends how many picks we go back because the Browns could use linebacker. They have stacked that secondary. You got Greedy Williams. You got Denzel Ward. You have Grant Delpit coming back. They added Troy Hill and John Johnson. 2 Rams defensive backs.
I will admit, Cleveland, you're stacking that secondary because obviously that secondary last year was so bad.
And you got Ronnie Harrison and you got Selchuk Redwine as starting experience backups.
So Cleveland's got a pretty stacked secondary on paper, at least.
They just need a linebacker and an extra edge rusher, which I think they'll address. But they need a linebacker. They have Matt Collins, they have Taki, but they need a core guy.
And I can see a team like the Browns taking a guy like Zaven Collins, a guy of his stature, talent, potential.
I'd hope not.
And dominance.
I'd hope not.
I really hope not. I do not want to have to face Zaven Collins. I would rather have Zaven Collins.
Yeah. Now, I want to show you guys a quick preview, as I said, after I'd read Zane's comment. Great comment, by the way. All right. Now, as you guys know, we have a merch shop.
We don't really promote it too much, and that's on our fault, but we do have a merch shop, shop.spreadshirt.com/SteelToys.
Yes. We will have a new design out very shortly on the website. When that is, I don't know. It could be around draft time. It could be when we upload our next mock draft, which is, I think, next week or after next week. One of those weeks.
Next week or 2 weeks.
Probably the last week of March. But we have a new design coming out. Okay? It's been in the works for months. But I want to show it to you guys right here. Where's it at?
Share the screen.
There it
right
is.
There.
Right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Steel Twins Run the Ball t-shirt. That is the new design.
Run the ball!
Now, for those that are a little confused by not only Rob's face, but the term run the ball. For those that are long-term subscribers, you guys may recognize that look. You may recognize the phrase. You may understand it. For those that don't, I'll give you a quick preview I'll give you an actual explanation of the term. And let's just say this was back when we faced the Chargers Sunday Night Football back in 2018.
Yeah, 3 years ago. It's a frustrating game.
Bigner, I mean, for sake, we pass it more than running it, which I don't understand. We rarely ran the ball. I mean, we ran it about 15 times with Connor, which is fine, but he needs to have it at least 20 to 25 to 30 times a game.
Exactly.
But you want to throw it 45 times and get the Chargers secondary. That's dynamic.
Exactly. Like, I don't
Run the ball!
There it is.
Yes, my very historic rant from that Chargers game 3 years ago when we were passing it 45 fucking times against the Chargers secondary. That was fucking dynamic at the time.
Yeah.
When we weren't running it when James Conner had that Pro Bowl year.
Yes.
So, yeah, Steelers. Provide Ben with a rushing game. And it's very simple, man.
Pretty simple, yes.
Run the ball. But that will be out very shortly.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that. And if you do want some Steel Twins merch, don't mean to interrupt you. We'll get to the comment very soon. But if you want to get some Steel Twins merch, shop.spreadshirt.com/SteelTwins.
Yes. Alex D asks, why would someone like TJ Watt want a fifth-year option? Wouldn't it make more sense to cash in sooner? I would think so because his stock's only going to rise. But Watt has shown he's a team player, and I don't think he has no problem playing on the fifth-year option. We all know he's worth it. We all know he's going to break the bank. We all know he's probably the best pass rusher in the league.
And the uncrowned,
or rather edge rusher.
An uncrowned two-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year. I don't care.
Yeah. So, yeah. What's going on, boys? NFK Gaming says, what's going on, boys? Still thinking we should take a running back or pick up an offensive lineman? Both.
Definitely both.
Najee following the Steelers on Instagram.
And he's even following some Steelers players. Bugs, Minka. Now, they are former Alabama players.
Yes.
But, hey, it's something.
Hey, maybe. The Dreadman says, my thoughts on free agency. I'm glad JuJu is back for another year, and we still have about $7 million in cap room to work with. Good point.
Yes, we do, and hopefully we do get some more cap, whether what happens with Nelson or if we do some more restructures or another veteran cut.
Now, I believe that $7 million is if we trade Sutton,
Nelson.
Now, I don't know what the cap number is currently, but if it's around $7 million, that's nice. Connor career highlight to me was not falling on the ball when Patsy snapped the ball over Ben's head, and Connor completely botched falling on the ball. That might be his final moment in Pittsburgh, and that's sad. He played hard in that game, too. I'll give him that. Do you guys think we should sign the Raiders center that they released in free agency? I believe he signed somewhere.
No, he was traded to Arizona.
Right. Yeah, he was traded.
For a third-round pick, I believe, which is great for Arizona. You provide Kyler Murray with some protection.
Yeah.
A key center. That's what you need.
As we need a key center. Josh Myers for center. I love it.
From Ohio State, I would love Josh Myers.
Fantastic run blocker. There's plenty of guys there in the second round when it comes to center. Quinn Miners is just balling, dude. Quinn Miners could be a realistic option at 55.
And the Steelers were there for his pro day.
Specifically, Mike Tomlin, excuse me. I'm on this free agency talk. Mike Tomlin, Kevin Colbert, and even the offensive line coach, Adrian Clem.
So that goes to show they are highly interested in Quinn Miners, as they should be. The guy from a very small school, but is a beast.
Adrian Clem ran drills with him. They're interested in Miners. He could be a realistic option at 55.
And I do think center-wise, he is this year's Kevin Dotson, because Dotson didn't really have a lot of notoriety.
No.
He wasn't even invited to the combine. Now look at him. He was arguably our best offensive lineman last year.
Yeah.
He was a rookie, and he didn't even start the majority of the time.
Yeah. Exactly. I just want to say to you guys that you guys have made me want to start a YouTube channel talking about the Steelers, who we should sign, draft, overall Steelers coach. Nothing but respect, guys, says Zane. I appreciate that. We get that a lot. You know, I mean, if that's the impact that we bring to you guys, hey, more pleasure to you. More, we couldn't be more proud for that, honestly. We're just a bunch of dumb identical twins that talk Steelers.
Yeah.
That's it. But hey, if you guys
really appreciate it, man.
Honestly, we started the YouTube channel because of inspiration. So if we can bring the inspiration to some of you guys, that's even better.
That's way better, man.
Seriously.
So really appreciate it. Respect to you as well.
Dwayne Haskins more talented than Sam. Come on, if he beat out Burrow for number 1 and Burrow is more talented than Sam, we need to use Haskins. That's a solid point.
That is a solid point.
Now, some guys don't make the transition like others, but yeah, you're right. And plus, he threw 50 touchdowns his last year in Ohio State. He's got the talent. He's got the arm. He just needs the right team and the right guys to mentor him.
In the right environment and the team that actually wants him.
And there couldn't be a more better team than us.
Yeah.
I'm excited I'm hoping a preseason to see what this guy's got.
And I have seen some of Dwayne Haskins offseason videos, him working out, throwing the ball. He's not looking too bad.
No.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not trying to throw it out there, but he's not looking bad at all.
Yeah. Zane says Najee Etienne or Javonte.
Overall,
Javonte.
yes.
I think he's a more complete back, and he's much younger. He's only 20.
I don't think you can go wrong with either one. I think they're all key, great starters, future of the NFL at the running back position. But I prefer Javonte.
Yeah, me too. Richard says run the ball.
Yes, run the ball. I hope we do.
Speaking of run the ball, could we see Adrian Peterson in the black and gold?
That's actually a discussion we had with Dreadman in our latest video.
Yeah.
A possible veteran presence at the running back position for a cheap deal.
And we need it. We have not one veteran guy. In fact, I think the most veteran guy we have on the roster currently, Jalen Samuels.
Yeah. No, thank you.
No, I would gladly bring in Peterson to be a veteran guy. Who is both of Yin's favorite player?
Favorite player? Well, yeah, Hines Ward for him. Mine is obviously Troy Polamalu. Speaking of which, I need to get a autographed Troy Polamalu jersey so I can actually frame it. I just had Mel Blount right here. And you can't go wrong with Mel Blount, though.
Hey, Total Sports Enterprise is having a 40% off sale on Troy Polamalu signed merchandise. Now, I'm not sponsored by them. It's just, I guess, a cheap plug for them. But, yeah, that's something to know.
Hey, but you know what? Stimmy came in just a couple days ago.
Yes, it did.
There we go.
How y'all excited about Stimmy? What you guys spending on your Stimmy? I might have to buy a JuJu jersey just based on the respect I got for him. Let's see. Do you guys think we will bring back Bell? No. I think that ship has sailed. Who is the most currently overpaid Steeler who's not worth their money? Wow, what a question.
That is a great question.
I would have said Ben, but he took a $5 million pay cut and saved us $15 million overall.
With the avoidable years he got.
Because we transferred, I believe, $10 million of his $41 million cap hit to next year.
Yeah. Now, overpaid? That's
probably to it until we give him a structure. I only say to it because he's only had one full healthy year. He was not worth the contract that we gave him at the time.
Yeah. I probably have to agree. Although thankfully he stayed healthy and showed his true dominance and true potential.
How did he not make the Pro Bowl? Did he make the Pro Bowl?
No, he didn't.
I don't think he did it.
No, he didn't. Of course he didn't.
Yeah, right.
Dupree didn't 2 years ago. He didn't last year. So a lot of people don't really talk about Stephon Tuitt a lot. They need to.
Yeah, they really do.
The guy's so dominant and dynamic, man.
Who are your top 3 centers? I imagine you mean in the draft. When healthy, Landon Dickerson, Creed Humphrey, and Quinn Miners.
Okay. For me, I'm going to say Dickerson, Humphrey, because I think they're the top 2 centers overall. Number 3 is really a toss-up. I'm going to say Josh Myers.
Yeah. I only go with Miners because I think he's the more complete guy.
Can't go wrong.
Even though he came from a Division III school.
You can't go wrong with that, though. It's people from that school that could really surprise a lot of people.
Yeah. Let's just see. I just got here. Are you happy with JuJu resigning with the Steelers? Absolutely. Especially with the deal that he signed. $8 million, $7 million signing bonus, $1 million base salary, four voidable years.
And declining all the other options and much more money he got from the other teams.
I love JuJu, bro. Listen, I had no problem if he left or stayed. But the fact that he stayed in the circumstances that he stayed, Jesus.
Yeah, dude, it's great. You can't hate it.
Yeah, no, you can't. Do you guys think we could trade up to pick 4 and try to get Zach Wilson for next year after Ben leaves? We're going to have to trade a lot for Zach Wilson. He might go to the Jets, number 2.
That's what I'm predicting. That's what I think will happen.
The only quarterback I'd trade up for this year is Trey Lance. But even then, he still might go top 10.
I could see it. The lowest I can see him falling, or the highest I can see is 15 to the Patriots. I think they're 15.
Oh, dude, if the Patriots take him, man, that's fucking filthy. Maybe Belichick is smart after all. I mean, he is smart. This offseason. Keep an eye on 73 Davis, Carlos
Davis.
Yeah. He could be the next Hampton. I'd hope so.
I like it. I do think Davis has a lot of talent. It's just,
hey, he beat Isaiah Buggs in that scuff on the sideline against the Browns in Week 17. So,
yeah, that's right.
If that is the little bit of position battle we got, a little preview, then Davis might as well be the starting nose tackle. Hey, Still Jackson, huge shout out to him, man. How you feeling, man?
Hey, what's up,
He
Still
is in the
Jackson?
building.
What's going on, bro?
My favorite player is Hines Ward, man. So is mine. Love that dude. We should bring him in as the wide receiver coach when he's available. Honestly, I love for us to get a running back early, but one of my own mock drafts, I had us getting Elijah Vera Tucker in the first for guard depth for DeCastro or left tackle starter and Quinn Miners 55. I love that. The great thing about Vera Tucker is he is versatile. He can play left tackle. He's more of a guard, but if we had to put him at tackle, he can be a stellar guy there.
Yeah.
Or if we want, like you said, we could put him at left tackle initially, and then when DeCastro goes, I'd imagine when he goes next year, put him at guard.
That could work too. Yeah.
Perfect.
Or if you want to put him at tackle in his first year and have Banner and Chucks fight for the right tackle position again,
there you go.
You can't go wrong with that either.
No, you can't. There you go. The Dreadman with a generous $5 super chat, my man.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Matt Harden says, buying a laptop and camera so I can finally start my YouTube video and collab with you, Still Twins. Let us know when you get that stuff, man.
I'm down.
I was actually at the Steelers-Chiefs playoff game for my birthday back in 2017 and got Le'Veon Bell, Mike Mitchell, and Sammy Coates. Wow. Coates. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Gloves that are now all framed in my Troy Polamalu Shadow box case. Hey, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Now, the only one worth of keeping is Le'Veon Bell, but no, that's serious. No, to have playoff gloves like that from those guys is incredible.
It's awesome.
I shouldn't
I'm sure.
harp on them, but yeah. Javonte Williams is the definition of a Pittsburgh Steelers running back.
100% agree.
What's the word on Ebron? He's going to stay.
Maybe a pay cut, but I don't think he will.
He might even get an extension if we are trying to create as much cap as possible, which I'm all for.
It's possible.
I like Ebron.
Ebron wasn't all that bad. It's just that he does have problems catching the ball as well, but not he's not terrible. He's not. I don't think he's great, but he's pretty reliable at times.
Oh, I'd say so. I don't understand Philip Lindsay going to the Texans. I don't understand Philip Lindsay, or I don't understand the Broncos getting rid of Philip Lindsay.
I guess they like Gordon more.
Yeah.
Lindsley, I still think Lindsley has a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Him with Houston,
2 back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons as an undrafted rookie.
It's pretty good. And last year, he was just plagued with injuries, as was the entire Broncos team.
Yeah.
So Lindsay in Houston, if Watson stays or whatever happens with Watson's situation right now, I don't know.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about our tight end situation? Draft or get one in free agency? I think Jesse James is coming back.
I definitely have to agree. I don't see any other tight end free agents us grabbing. And Jesse James is a familiar name. I don't really have that much of a problem with us bringing back familiar names, especially if they're just depth-wise or something like that. Jesse James would just be simply depth in number 2.
Yeah.
Never a number 1. He's a perfect number 2.
Yeah, definitely.
So I wouldn't mind Jesse James.
Jackson says, I'm feeling good, boys. That's great to hear, man.
Real good to hear.
Glad you're in good spirits. What about cornerback Kyle Fuller, who was released by the Bears? For a cheap deal, he's an upgrade.
Major upgrade. We're pretty much having 2 number 1 corners on the team.
I just don't know how cheap he take. That's my thing there.
Now, I heard the Broncos are making an aggressive pursuit for him, as they should.
Yeah.
They need corner.
How did you guys become a Steelers fan? Because I was 3 and saw Troy Polamalu.
I was actually 9 when I saw Troy Polamalu.
Yeah.
I remember very briefly that 2008 season, but I remember watching the playoffs and everything.
Oh, that pick 6?
And that pick 6 and the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
A lot of credit to our brother. He was the one that really made us a Steelers fan. From watching games, discussions, knowledge, Madden, especially Madden.
Yeah, we can't tell you how many times we played Madden with him. He always beat us, especially when we were younger. Yeah. But we always got better when we were getting younger and learning the ropes in Madden. But yeah, our brother really, not just him, but our siblings as well, really influenced us to be Steelers fans. And
most of our siblings are Steelers fans.
Yeah.
So, hell yeah.
Which is funny. Our parents are Cowboys fans.
Yes.
I have no idea how Steelers came in, but thank God.
Yeah. This is something Ramon Foster said. He said he thinks we will trade DeCastro. Thoughts on that?
That's been a discussion, every now and then, and I've thought that they could do it. I just don't think they will.
I don't think we get much from DeCastro. He's 31. He's got a high cap hit this year. I don't see how we'd get much out of DeCastro. I'd rather keep him.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I mean,
now Ramon Foster, man. Hey, Foster, Big Ragu, I love you, but you almost you kind of did recruit Dupree to the Titans since he's from Tennessee. Not only in real life, but his college.
Right.
He's recruiting dudes to the Titans. He did it with Dupree. He's trying to do it with Nelson. Now, if Tennessee wants to give us one of their 2 third rounds, I'm all for it.
And please do.
But I mean, damn, man. Let's see. First best available, second running back, center, third tight end, O-line. Well, depending on what happens with corner, we might go corner or inside linebacker. But that's not a bad area to go by. I mean, best available, that could be corner. That could be inside linebacker. Second round running back, center, hell yeah. I'm all for that.
Right.
Third round tight end, O-line, definitely.
I agree.
My favorite player was Heath Miller. I miss Heath. Heath was awesome.
It just go to show Heath was irreplaceable. We've tried. Ladarius Green never turned out because of injuries.
Yeah.
Jesse James never lived up to his potential out of Penn State. Freaking Vance McDonald, he was okay at times, but nothing more of a decent number 2 for the most part. Ebron, he's much better than the other ones we had.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be
honest.
He's
the best tight end we've had since Green.
And I will say that.
Green, God. Smith.
Yeah.
Smith.
Miller. Green could have had a lot of potential, but again, his injuries. Because
I
remember that game he had against the Giants. He was pretty productive.
Yeah. Still Jackson, cheap plug for him, says, follow me on Twitter, folks, if you want to hear all Pittsburgh sports. And I literally collect jerseys as the Twins who say I have more than them. LOL. You do.
You seriously do.
Hell, you might have more than both of us combined.
Yeah, no lie.
He is a jersey collector. Not only for Steelers, but I mean, Pittsburgh sports in general.
He is a true diehard Pittsburgh fan. So if you have not followed him on Twitter, definitely do so, folks.
Yes. Richard Gallagher and Zane say Jesse James caught that ball. Yes, he did.
Absolutely, he did.
Huh. Yeah, the Bears trying to make a run with the Red Rocket laughable. Dude, they will never have an elite quarterback. Ever. I am convinced. Do you guys think the defense is falling apart and almost back to the 2014 ways, or is it just me?
I don't think they're anywhere near that. I don't.
No, they're definitely nowhere near that. I mean, when you still got Watt and Bush coming back and Minka and Edmonds and dude, you're fine. That's much better than those years. And I remember those years. I can picture and actually name almost every name on those defenses. I swear to God.
Specifically the secondary, Antoine Brook, and you got
you ain't got it.
Yeah,
now.
I don't even want to bring up the Nightmares.
I remember that specifically because I'm so happy with what we've had recently. But I mean, this defense, I think it won't be as explosive or dominant.
Yeah, we lost caliber starters, but I think we'll be fine.
We'll be fine. Still solid.
Very.
Enough about me, LOL. Who I think will draft in the first round? I say a running back. I agree. I'm starting to think running back, seriously. Are you guys from Pittsburgh? Unfortunately not.
No.
Although we will be in Pittsburgh for draft week, actually.
Actually, in a month, yes.
That's going to be fun as hell. Tell Rob... Goddamn. Tell Rob all we need is a good old Wendy's chili before each game, and, well, we'll be fine. Go Steelers.
You know, I could go for some Wendy's chili right now.
No.
I love chili.
Man, let's not do that.
Why not?
I mean, why not? Let's not do that.
Come on. All I want is a bowl of chili. Give me a bowl of chili. Come on.
You guys keep saying trade to Castro. Who will we get for him?
Exactly.
Yeah, who's going to replace him? I like a few guys mid-round, but we already have enough mid-round needs we got to address.
Right. And DeCastro, productive offensive lineman, but last year was really, I'd say, one of his first years in which he was really injured for the majority of the time.
He was just injured. I mean, it was very similar to Chris Boswell when he had that one down year. He was just hurt.
Right. And I will say this, though. Is that somewhat of a scare for DeCastro and his future? Since he is getting older?
Slightly, yes, because he's getting older and he was hurt the majority of last year and played down.
Yeah.
It's a little concern, probably because of his age, but I still think he'll play at a decent level.
I mean, so do I. I'm just throwing it out there.
No, yeah. The Dremond says, how would you feel about picking up former Packers player Clay Matthews as a veteran linebacker? For edge depth, absolutely.
I'm surprised he hasn't been picked up for depth in general.
Yeah, I'd gladly bring him in.
Absolutely, man.
What do you guys think of cornerback number 42, James Pierre?
Like him a lot. Think he's got a lot of potential. if he's given the opportunity, which he was actually sometimes over Justin Lane, who was drafted 2-3 years ago.
When a undrafted rookie gets more playing time over a second-year, third-round pick, yeah, I think the guy's got some talent.
Yeah.
And again, like we said in this live stream, at the beginning of the live stream, we could see him and Lane fight for the number 2 spot, or he could be a backup and work his way up later. Who knows? Maybe he shows potential this year as a number 2 possibly. And I don't know, maybe he takes Hayden's spot next year because Hayden's going to be free agent. He might be gone.
Right, I don't know. But as of now, maybe they're looking into trading or cutting Nelson, possibly getting depth or drafting one earlier. Maybe they want to stick with Sutton inside because they feel like that's where he's more comfortable. And maybe they have Lane and Pierre, like you said, battle for number 2.
Yeah. In fact, is there any news? Not any news. Wow. We've been shooting for almost an hour and a half, and there is no news.
As of now.
That is just sad.
There's nothing trending right now.
Wow.
Pretty slow right now.
Very slow.
Slow Friday night.
What are your guys' thoughts on Browns, Bengals, and Ravens moves so far this offseason? Browns are just doing real good right now. They upgraded the secondary.
If they're just stacking the defense, if I'm going to be honest, they are stacking that defense, which is what they needed to do.
I like what the Bengals are doing. I would have kept Carl Lawson over Hendrickson, but Hendrickson still had, double-digit sacks last year? So
13 and a half, I think.
So still not bad. They could be getting Kenny Golladay. Kenny Golladay.
Yeah.
That'd be nasty, bro. Kenny Golladay, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd with Joe Mixon and a healthy Joe Burrow.
And an upgraded offensive line, which they are working on, considering they signed Riley Reef to be the right tackle. If they get Sewell as the left tackle, then you're pretty much protecting Joe Burrow's blind side.
Well, you also got to remember, they drafted a tackle a few years back. Granted, he's been plagued with injuries. I forget his name. He was a top tackle.
No, I know who you're talking about.
But I forget his name. But, don't forget about him. He's still young and developing.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I actually forgot about him. So
as for the Ravens, they've lost almost every pass rusher they got.
All they got is one, and that's Tyus Bowser.
And edge this year in the draft is not great.
No, not at all, whatsoever. And
they haven't signed a receiver.
And again, they're not helping.
They haven't signed a receiver.
They need a number 1.
Wow, man.
If they draft a wide receiver, I don't think that's really the best. It will give Lamar another target, but again, they're not the best at drafting receivers.
Yeah. Let's see. That guy ever recover from that stiff arm, Vince McDonald? No.
He actually never played another game after that.
Dead ass.
I think that's an actual fact.
Chris Conte never played another snap after that stiff arm.
Vance took his career.
Search it up. Search up Chris Conte in Google. It'll tell you right there. He got injured against the Steelers. Never played.
Vance stole his soul. He took his career.
Who would you guys say the top 5 best players all time on defense and offense for the Steelers? Defensively, Joe Green, Polamalu, Jack Lambert, Jack Ham, and I'll go Roddy Woodson.
Okay.
Offense, I got to go Ben. It's my quarterback. Shout out to T.O. Hines Ward.
Okay.
The bus.
You got to put the bus in there.
I got to put Antonio Brown. I do. That man,
dude, there's no denying
the most talented wide receiver I've ever had the pleasure of watching.
There's been a lot. That
man was so fucking consistent.
It's just so sad that he went insane.
And I gotta say, I could go Franco, I could go Swanee, I could go Stallworth. Can it be all 3?
I guess.
I gotta go Franco.
Okay, for me, for defense, Mean Joe Green, Troy Polamalu, Mel Blunt,
Rod
Woodson, and Jack Lambert. Offense, Ben, Bettis, Ward, Mike Webster.
Oh!
Mike Webster.
Iron Mike Webster. Rest in peace.
The greatest center of all time. Probably offensive lineman of all time. And number 5, it's a toss-up, but I'm probably going to say Franco.
Yeah. You got to go Franco, man. It was Super Bowl MVP. Started the dynasty. God almighty.
He caught the ball that started a dynasty, man. Immaculate reception.
Yeah. Let's see. If Darrisaw, Horn, or Collins is available, who you taking? God almighty, dude. I mean, I probably got to go Darrisaw or Collins. Honestly, although J.C. Horn's a top corner. Man, I can't.
I know,
answer
J.C.
that.
I know. I'd probably go Darrisaw because, again, he's a perfect left tackle for the Steelers. He's from Virginia Tech. We all know how Tomlin loves his Virginia Tech guys. Just look at Edmonds, for one example. And again, you could have Banner and Chucks continue to battle at right tackle.
Yeah.
You're pretty much solidifying the offensive line there, and that's what they need to do.
I'm going to go Collins because I don't trust us with corners. Offensive tackle is stacked, and we need another inside linebacker.
Okay.
Would you sign Geno Atkins? No. He's aging and declining.
I'd probably have to agree.
Yeah.
It's funny. I like Geno. I always had a lot of respect for Geno.
Yeah.
But he's just been getting older, plagued with injuries, has not just been the same consistent man.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. The guy was always a monster. Always underrated.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I predict a running back in the draft. Hey, I do too. It just depends where.
They're meeting with a lot of running backs, so it goes to show, they're looking.
Yeah. I see Ray McLeod getting more worth in the offense. He's explosive. Yes, he is. Matt Cannon loves him in pre-snap motion. He'll be the number 4 next year.
Yep.
No, I'm sorry.
No,
he'll be the 5th.
5
Excuse
because
me.
we still got Washington.
Excuse me.
Can't forget about Washington.
Yes. How could I?
I think Washington is the secret weapon in the Steelers offense.
Yeah.
I really do.
No, they're not going to retire Marquise Pouncey's number. They didn't retire Alan Faneca's number.
No.
The Castle's
they
wearing
didn't.
it right now.
He is.
They didn't retire Rod Woodson's number.
So
That's being worn by Anthony McFarland.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like,
They can't retire every number. We don't have no more numbers. We're going to have to make up numbers.
so number 53, I don't know who wears it. I don't know if it's worn next season or in 2 years. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, no one's worn 84 in a while. Maybe that changes. I don't know.
They're trying to prevent media. That's why. I know it's very early, but what's your record prediction? Seal Jackson replies with 10-6.
I agree. As of now, 10-6.
Because, I mean, look at our away games. We got, outside of the division rivals, of course, we got the Packers. No.
Yeah, the Packers.
The Bills, the Chiefs, who else?
Packers, Bills, Chiefs. We got
Vikings,
the Vikings
and the Chargers.
And
I
know there's
our
one
division.
more. Yeah,
our
our division.
division.
Yeah, you're right.
We might lose like maybe 4 of those and 2 of them at home.
It's
Road's
gonna be
gonna be
tough.
tough.
The road's really gonna be tough, man.
Yeah. What would you guys do if we reached and took Javonte at 24? I would not be too upset, depending on what running backs are on the board.
And I wouldn't consider.
Well, actually, I can't even say what the running backs are on the board because I'd take Javonte over all the running backs.
I
right now.
wouldn't consider it a reach either, because I think Javonte
Now-
is definitely worth a first-round look.
Now, I would trade back and still get Javonte because I know we can get Javonte later while gaining more capital.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I would do as well. But
That's not in Colbert's playbook.
no, it never is. But again, this year he's been adding more voidable years to spread the cap.
Yeah.
So he's been doing more gutsy and more un-Colbert-like things in recent memory.
Yeah. Anthony, who's a Chargers fan, says surprise Fielder went to LA. Note, put him at right tackle.
Yes.
He's a better right
if we
tackle.
have to tell you anything about Matt Fielder, he's better as a tackle than a guard. It'd be wise to put him at tackle. He's way better at tackle.
Yeah.
If you put him at tackle, then it's pretty decent for Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
But Fielder's overall not a bad player. He's just a better tackle.
Yes. How many years are left on Eric Ebron's contract, and do we resign him?
I think he's got one more year.
And depending on what he does this year, I think we could extend him. He's still young. He's shown he can be a pretty solid receiving threat,
Mm-hmm.
especially for Ben.
He just got to work on that damn blocking.
He's not.
I know.
He's shown no effort.
I know. He's a terrible blocker.
That's why we need a number 2. That's all we need. Jesse James, come back.
Even at number 1, we still had these guys blocked. So if he's going to want to stay and he wants to sign to be with the team, wants to be with his guys, you got to block.
Yes.
You need to block. We always had number 1 and number 2 as blockers
Yes.
and receiving threats.
Do you guys remember Brett Kiesel? Of course. The Beard, number 99. How could we forget?
Brett Kiesel, man.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of miss Kiesel. I know we got a great replacement into it, but hey, I kind of miss Kiesel.
Nothing too special, but
I mean, nothing too special, man. He was a perfect.
no, I mean, as player wise, but he was very, very beloved by Steelers Nation. Very talented run defender, decent pass rusher.
Yeah.
He was very good overall.
Would you sign Clowney? No.
No. I don't think any team signs him anytime.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he should be signed. He provided nothing for Tennessee.
Do you think if we trade back? No, he didn't really. Do you think we trade back? I'm sorry. Do you think if we trade back, would you guys go for a player or draft picks? Draft picks.
Draft picks.
Draft picks.
Definitely draft picks.
Definitely draft picks. I just repeated you.
Yeah.
Would you retire Ben's number and he'd be the first ballot Hall of Famer? And would it be cool for Terry Bradshaw to induct Ben into the Hall of Fame? That's my dream. Ben will get his jersey. Well, even Bradshaw didn't get his retired.
It will be unofficially retired because no one's ever going to wear 7 again. Like, no one's wearing 12 again.
He will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and who inducts him in the Hall of Fame, it's not going to be Bradshaw because he has no relation to Bradshaw. It's not like Bradshaw drafted him. It's not like Bradshaw groomed him.
I think Bradshaw at times was even critical of Ben. Sometimes.
Sometimes. But
who does? I don't know. I could see it being Pouncey because Ben's even said, throughout all the players that were my teammates, Pouncey was my favorite.
It could be
he was his best teammate. He was literally his brother.
It could be Coach Tomlin. I don't know who would be his presenter. Similar to a Coach Carr. He's having Art Rooney II, the current Steelers president, induct him into the Hall of Fame.
So I could see Art Rooney II being
his inductor.
It's kind of hard to tell right now.
We never know.
Yeah.
Aaron Smith, of course, number 91. Loved Aaron Smith. Incredibly underrated.
Very underrated, man.
Man, what's he doing these days, man?
I don't know, but when he was on that field, you did not want to be in his way.
Oh, good question by Matt. Kind of unrelated, but what's y'all's favorite terrible towel in the background? Well, we got the Steel Twins one right here. Now, behind my chair, if I can show you, which I can't.
But you can kind of see Myron Cope. It's actually an original, like the very first launch terrible towel.
Scroll real quick so we can show the crowd a little bit. Yeah, right there. Myron Cope's original. This is the original design. That was the original design before, the one we got now. Now, this one I love. Renegade.
Right here.
Using case of defensive emergency. I mean,
it's just perfect.
I would say the Renegade one.
You can't really go wrong with any one, but I'd probably say Myron Cope because it's so old school, it's so vintage, and it's homage to Myron Cope.
Yeah. I got to go with the Renegade, though, because it's like, that's so perfect. That's why, that's one of the reasons why we swing the towel, or twirl the towel, rather. It gets you
riled up. It gets us hyped.
Yeah.
Gets us ready for the defense. Finally, a great defense to do their thing.
Oh, man. What would have been a better defense than Shazier and Bush together?
Dude.
God almighty, bro.
Every now and then, I always think about that. I always do. Then again, if Shazier was still playing, would we have gotten Bush?
Probably not.
Probably not.
But hey, just imagine. Or who knows? Maybe if Shazier was, healthy enough to come back, then that could have been a possibility.
That could have been a huge possibility.
But thankfully, he retired. And I say thankfully for his health. Hope he's doing well.
And thankfully, he's able to walk.
Yes.
After that very scary injury.
What do you think Steelers' record will be in the division? 10-6? Maybe second place. Because the Ravens are always a contender. The Browns are up and rising. And I'm not going to sleep on the Bengals.
No.
Even though Zach Taylor has not done great the last 2 years record-wise.
No, but next year,
next
year division-wise, it's going to be competitive if it isn't already.
But if you mean record like facing the rivals, 3-3. I think we'll split with all of them.
I probably agree. At best, 4-2.
I think we'll lose to the. We always split with the Ravens. Well, I don't want to say always. We swept them this year, but normally we split with the Ravens. I'm gonna say we split with the Bengals just because I like their team right now, and I think we split with the Browns just because the Browns are starting to rise up with Stefanski and company.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mike Wagner was another underrated guy. Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. Always was.
I got Troy and Kyra Hall of Fame towels, first I've ever owned. Remember when they first came out? I actually got to look into that. I didn't know they came out with actual towels. That's incredible. I got to look into that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
DK saying if Russell Wilson gets traded, he will request a trade. I call cap. Do you believe that? Because I don't. No. Wilson's not getting traded. I don't care how much capital the Seahawks don't have. The dead cap that the Seahawks will eat is like the most in NFL is like over 50 million or something.
Yeah, and
the
Eagles are already sustaining that with Wentz, and that's right now currently the most in NFL history. So if the Seahawks trade Russell Wilson, even for the big haul, they're still going to be in a lot of shit because they're going to have no cap at all. They're screwed as it is with their defense. Their defense is horrible.
And they have no corners. Saquon.
So even with the, I don't mean to interrupt you, but even with the capital that you could get from Russell Wilson, you're still screwed. Because you don't have Russell Wilson is your team, man.
Yeah, I mean, Shaquille Griffin went to the Seahawks. They have no corners. I'd say the Seahawks.
No, he left the Seahawks for the Jags.
What did I say?
You said he was with the Seahawks.
Oh no, yeah, he left.
Seattle.
I'm thinking of his brother.
Seattle wish.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, God, they're struggling over there. And
Yeah.
they got to fix up the line too.
I'd be shocked if Seattle trades away Russell.
Who do you think is better, Stallworth or Swan? Stallworth. I'm not saying that just because of stats. I just think Stallworth's a more rounded receiver.
I'd probably say Swan.
I think Swan was Bradshaw's favorite weapon, but Stallworth, I think, was just the more explosive and energetic receiver.
I can understand.
I mean,
that.
Swan had incredible balance. I mean, he used to work in ballet.
That's kind of why I say Swan, because of his balance. He had amazing hands, and it was pretty quick. So, and that's probably one of the reasons why he was Bradshaw's favorite target.
He was probably a big playmaker. I just go with Stallworth.
That's fine. You can't go wrong with either.
If we didn't trade up for Bush, we could have DK in the second round. But we got Deontay and Claypool. So it's not looking too bad. Do you think Deshaun Watson is going anywhere? Man, this Deshaun Watson shit.
Man,
I'm just going to say something's fishy.
pretty much.
The timing. 22?
Now, I did hear from one report that one happened late last year, December 2020. I don't know if that's when all this happened, but if that's the case, all of it for it to happen is very fishy. Considering he once traded, the Texans are continuing to say, David Culley's continuing to saying we're not trading him, he's our quarterback, but he's continuing saying he wants traded. He wants out.
And now this comes out?
It's kind of fishy.
Plus,
I can't lie.
I'm just going to say, Watson never showed any previous bad behavior, not even in Clemson.
I don't think, no.
Something's fishy. And I read somewhere the attorney of all the victims, I'm not saying they're like, he could be a monster for all we know. I don't know. I'm just saying it's a little fishy. But the attorney of the victims and the owner of the Texans were at one point neighbors.
So take that as you will, I guess.
That could be false. That's what I heard. But something's fishy over there.
As of right now, innocent until proven guilty.
Yes.
Unless there is some proof that comes out, then Deshaun, then what the hell, man?
Yeah.
You're screwed up in the head. But as of now,
Yeah,
you're good. You're good in my book so far.
Yeah. I've seen on the Steelers account that since Kyle Fuller isn't on the transaction wire and Nelson is on the trade block, could you see a straight up trade? Nelson for Fuller. I would not do that. Fuller is due $14 million next year.
And we don't even have that right now.
And I don't think he's under contract next year.
No.
Which means we can't restructure. We'd have to give him a new contract.
Yeah.
Or extend him. I'm not for that. What can we get for Nelson? I'd hope at least a third. That's top right there for me.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
Michael Jackson, huge fan, by the way. Michael Jackson, 7021 with a $25 super chat. Holy shit.
Man. Dude.
I wish this $25 went to the Steelers so we could have been $25 closer to resigning Hilton. Hey, I agree.
I agree, man. But, man,
I would have checked in my stimmy if it meant for Hilton to stay.
No, same here, man. I liked Hilton a lot. But, best wishes to him and Michael Jackson. Thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate it.
Dude, you are crazy for $25, man. It's awesome.
You're a beast. And there's loud-ass motorcycles outside. Not sure if you guys can hear that.
It's 10:40 here in the Eastern Standpoint.
This is nothing new to us. I mean, this is what happens.
Every night.
Every night.
LC Greenwood. Why is he not in the Hall of Fame?
Why is he not in the Hall of Fame? Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, towels were a promotion Myron Cope came up with. That's why it says Myron Cope's original terrible towel.
Yep. Great towel, man.
Don't fuck with the towel, by the way. Just ask Jeremy Hill. Ask TJ Husmanzada. Ask who is it? Keith Bullock at the Titans?
Ask anybody that has dared to step on that damn towel. You don't fuck with Myron Cope.
Yeah. Why would a team trade for Nelson, just wait for Steelers to cut him? I mean, by that logic, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But
is
there a guarantee Nelson goes to them if he is cut? So they have to trade for Nelson if they really want him.
I mean, the Raiders, they traded, I think it was 2 offensive linemen. They were either going to trade him or cut him, but teams still ended up trading for him anyway.
Yeah.
So it's still possible for Nelson to possibly get traded.
Would you let AB retire a Steeler?
Dude.
Man, that bridge is burned, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. All I'm gonna say is he's burnt so many bridges, all the bridges in Pittsburgh to a point they are not repairable.
No, not at all.
I'm sorry.
Inspirational. Did you guys see Ike talking about Papa Rooney's funeral, or Mel Blunt saying if he played today, he would have 3 interceptions per game? Hey, the way Mel Blunt's looking with that cowboy hat, I believe him. As for Ike Taylor, man, Ike Taylor's always been so grateful to be a Steeler, and he has nothing but positive to say about the Rooneys.
No, you could tell he was real close with the family.
Seriously,
He was real close
with Dan and all them. So
yeah.
Let's see, where am I at? There we go. Yeah, Elsie. Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, he needs to be in Hall of Fame. Swan was also a punt returner. Fun fact, I didn't know that.
Neither did I. Huh?
Could we see an Al Woods return? Former Steeler, by the way. He's a free agent. D tackle. Wouldn't mind it.
I can see it. I could really see it.
I think full capacity will be back. Also, UFC is having full capacity next month. I gotta watch that fight just to feel the crowd. It's been months since I've seen an event with a full crowd. We see a little bit with the NFL and some other sports, but a full capacity crowd, 19,000 next month for UFC. I gotta see it. I'm probably not gonna pay $100 for it. I'll find a legal stream like always, but I'll watch it.
No, same here. Like it feels like it's been an eternity, man.
I just gotta feel, dude.
You gotta have that feel.
I don't watch UFC often. I just watch more the more well-known fights.
Yeah, more of the big fights.
Like McGregor, and when Khabib was fighting him. Who else?
When Lesnar was fighting back at the time before he got banned.
Or Nunes, guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't watch much UFC, but I watch some of the bigger fights.
Of course.
Or even Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, of course. Daniel Cormier, man.
And of course, who I think could be the best fighter in the world if he could stay off the goddamn drugs, Bones Jones.
Yeah. He's actually related to Chandler Jones.
Yes.
In case you guys wanted to know.
Yeah. Do y'all think Bud Dupree coming back after the 5 years are up? I'd be open for it.
Possibly. I mean, we'll see in 5 years.
Do you think Foster is trying to fail the Steelers' future of the Super Bowl? A Steelers winning the Super Bowl? No. He's just being a little jab. He's enjoying retirement.
Mm-hmm. He's even said himself, he's a Steelers through and through.
Yeah.
He's just from good old Tennessee.
What's your top 5 corners for this year's draft? Great question. Certain. Farley. Who else is there?
Certain. Well, this is in no particular order. Patrick Certain, Caleb Farley, J.C. Horn.
People were putting Greg Newsome up there. I think that's because he was a pro day warrior, but I mean, he's solid too.
Yeah, he's not bad, but
you could.
I think I'm more on Aaron Robinson, and he's another option we could get at slot corner, possibly. Aaron Robinson.
Melifonwu, he's up there possibly. Maybe even Asante Samuel, even though he's a slot weapon.
Although he can play outside, he has experience outside. I just think for the NFL, he's
Eric
more of a
Stokes
slot.
of Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think for the 5th guy, I'll put Newsome. That's weird. I wasn't really looking at corner for the majority of the time.
And now we got to worry about corner.
Yes, we do. So we got to look more into some of the names.
Yeah. Dictate after you guys going to any games this upcoming season, depending on the ticket prices and the capacity that they will hold and how fast they sell out.
And how this pandemic continues to go.
So
going in year 2 with
I'd
this.
love to go to a game.
Absolutely. We've never been to a Steelers game. We were looking to go to a Steelers game
this year until, of course,
something had to happen.
Yeah.
That's the dream. That's the hope.
Yeah, definitely. Imagine full crowd Sunday Night Football versus Browns, terrible towels everywhere. I think that would have benefited the team a little bit. Notice how we were the only playoff team that didn't have fans. Fuck you, Tom Wolf. Yeah. Oh, but the Eagles can have fans, huh?
I don't know.
I wish the Steelers would have signed Marvin Jones Jr. before he signed with the Jags. Have him as backup to Claypool. I like Marvin Jones. He's even a slot weapon.
Mm-hmm. He is.
Yak yard monster.
There's still some now. John
Or
Brown.
am I thinking of Golden Tate? Both. Well,
Golden Tate's still a free agent, and obviously John Brown expressed interest, but I think he went to the Raiders.
The Raiders, yeah.
And Emmanuel Sanders, he went to the Bills.
I wish the Steelers had enough cap space to get Kyle Fuller.
I'd love Kyler Fuller. It's just I don't think it's possible.
If we go corner, Kyle Fuller or Dory Jackson are probably the top 2 options. If you want to go Sherman, you could, but I mean, I think he's washed. Honestly.
Although him as a number 2 wouldn't be bad.
No, definitely not. As number 2, no, it wouldn't be
But
bad.
I don't know what his asking price is. I mean, he deals with the negotiations on his own. He always has.
But you're also looking at Hayden and Sherman as your 2 corners. This would be great in 2014.
Yeah, when they were
now they're aging
at their prime.
This defense is young. Keep it that way.
You got to keep it young, yes.
Do you guys think the Browns go all the way to the AFC Championship game now that their secondary is loaded, or will Baker choke again?
I don't see the AFC Championship game yet.
If they can get past the Bills, possibly. They have the running game to do it.
Yes.
And they have, I think this year they'll have the defense. Garrett's incredible. They're going to get a linebacker. That secondary is loaded.
Mm-hmm.
I got to say, I think the Browns could be a contender to win the North. And they never done that.
No, I can't believe we just said that.
And yes, I know they've only had one good year, one promising year. Kevin Stefanski won head coach in his first year. Now, I know Matt Nagy did it, and look at them now, but there's a difference between Kevin Stefanski and Matt Nagy. Kevin Stefanski is a genius.
Offensive genius, man.
And now you see how they're fixing up that defense.
And quite frankly, I think
and that GM they got. Not only did John Dorsey give them that team, but their new GM right now is absolutely stacking that team now, still.
Yeah. Look at us giving the Browns credit. What the
Who
fuck?
the fuck are we? What year is it?
We made a Browns are the Browns freaking shirt. We sent one to Loose Cannon. Huge shout out to him. A huge Browns fan.
And he sent us this. You guys may remember that.
An Iron City candy. Even the Fungo Pop right there is another loud-ass motorcycle outside. Can't believe we're giving credit about the Browns. The Browns are looking good. We cannot deny that. We're being realistic here.
This is odd, bro. I think I'm sick.
I would love for all this to blow up in their face, but I can't see it. Stefanski has turned that team around. It's insane.
Top 5 draft needs as of right now, says Cap.
As of right now, running back. You can put corner up there.
Center. Inside linebacker.
Linebacker.
And edge depth.
I probably agree.
Is that 5?
Yeah, it's 5.
Let's see. Running back. Center. Inside linebacker. Edge depth. And possibly corner.
Corner.
Or tight end.
Yeah. Or tackle.
Yeah, of course, tackle. I'm only looking at it because we signed Zach Banner to a pretty hefty.
As of now, it looks like we solidified our starting tackles with Chucks and Banner.
Yes.
It's not bad, but we'll see how they do.
What free agent quarterback would you guys go after Ben leave? Also, do you think Mason Haskins won quarterbacks? Not right now.
No.
Now, I would have given Mason the shot this year under Matt Canada just because I don't think we're going to the Super Bowl this year. So I think Ben returning is a waste. I would have given Mason the shot in his last year. And now the Steelers want to see what he's got. You could have done that this year.
You really could have.
Just saying.
Colbert even said he has confidence in Mason. It's like, then you got to show it then. You got to give him the opportunity that, hey, you have confidence. Hey, this is why we traded up for you in the 3rd round. This is why you were behind Ben.
But after Ben leaves, I don't think we sign a free agent. I think we draft one. We've always gone into the draft with quarterbacks.
And I don't even know who's going to be free agent at the quarterback position next year. I don't think there's really any great names.
No. I mean, you look at years prior, I believe, of course, Bradshaw was number 1 overall. Bubby Brister, I believe, was he a 1st-round pick? He might have been.
I don't think he was, though. They may have gone another position but gotten Buddy later. I can't remember.
Or was that Mark Malone? I'm thinking of one of those two. Those two were garbage. Thankfully, I did not live in those days. But I feel sorry for those that witnessed that. Good God.
Yeah.
God bless y'all.
Passing over Dan Marino.
Cool. Yeah. Cordell Stewart was a draftee. I don't think Neil O'Donnell was. I could be wrong. I'd have to search that, but I could be wrong. But of course, Tommy Maddox was a signing out of the XFL, the only XFL MVP, by the way.
Yes, indeed.
And of course, Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
And of course, obviously, Mason Rudolph today, Josh Dobbs, Landry Jones, guys like that.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if Haskins should strike, though. We'll see what happens. Do you guys like the Day's brother in UFC? Why does his name ring a bell to me?
Day's brother?
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Is it Nathan?
You probably, I think so, yeah.
Nathan Days? Is that right?
I think I know who you're talking about, yeah. Other than Lawrence, what quarterback would you want to see in black and gold? I'm high on Lance.
Trey Lance.
Lance.
Absolutely.
Lance. Agree completely. Stefanski completely changed the culture there. Big time. Will Mason Rudolph get signed next, or will he want to leave? If he's not guaranteed a shot at the starter, as a starter, I think he goes.
He might go. I can see him going.
But I think Colbert and company still like Mason enough to give him a shot as the number one. Personally, next year, I think we draft a quarterback, whether that's trading up for someone or sticking where we're at and taking a quarterback then and having him and Mason fight for it.
Right.
Or, depending on what Haskins does. People don't sleep on Haskins. And I'm telling myself that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. If you guys had to bring one quarterback back from the past, who would it be and why? Mine will be Charlie Batch. Charlie Batch was probably the greatest Steelers backup of all time, quarterback-wise.
No, Batch was so reliable. And I'll never forget him being the damn Ravens in that game.
Personally, I'd bring back Cordell Stewart. Can you imagine him in this league today? Now, I know those quarterbacks don't last long in the league.
But Cordell Stewart in today's generation, man, he was way ahead of his freaking prime.
Way
man.
ahead of his time, yeah.
I probably agree, Cordell Stewart.
I have a theory for you guys next year. Super Bowl, Tampa versus Steelers. Ben wins Steelers number 7, and we tie with Brady for most sport. He retires, rounds off to the sunset.
Dude, imagine that, man.
Now, many people said that a lot this year, but that would be the dream next year.
That would be.
Where am I at? As of right now, we're loaded up with comp picks next year. Any chance we trade next year's real picks to get up in the draft? I would say so.
I could see it.
We're looking to get the max comp picks next year, which is 4. Hilton left. Dupree left. Fuller left. Who else? Alualu possibly. I mean, shit.
We could have gone one for JuJu, but he stayed.
Yes. But, I mean, we could get a 3rd out of Dupree, maybe a 5th for Fuller. Depending on what Hilton does, maybe a 4th or 5th as well. Yeah.
Alualu probably a 6 if he's capable for 1.
I can see us definitely trading up. Now, that's the first thing I thought of. Wow, we're going to get all these comp picks. We need a quarterback next year. Trade up.
There you go. Get your quarterback. Get your franchise, man.
Hope you ticked it right, Brad. I will scream and go crazy if that happened. What did Brad say? Where's he at? Did I pass the comment? I might have passed the comment.
Well, you're scrolling so fast. You always do.
I am. These comments are coming in quick, too. Yeah, Mark Malone was the first rounder. I thought so.
Yeah.
Have you heard of 270-pound punter that's in the draft? From Georgia Tech. What the fuck's his name?
I actually never heard of this punter, so this is new to me.
I don't think he's 270, but he's pretty hefty. What the hell's his name? Oh, what's his name?
I wish I knew. I would help.
If you guys have his name, please put it in the chat. I totally forgot his name.
I remember.
In fact, I'm gonna search up right now. Georgia Tech punter. Let's see, what's his name? Punter. There he is. What's his name?
Well, click the link.
What's his name?
That's all you gotta do.
What's his name? Give me a name. Presley Harvin III. 260, 265.
For a punter?
For a punter.
Now remember, how much did Sebastian Janikowski weigh? Because he was pretty big for a kicker.
And he was a first-round pick because of Al Davis. In fact, I'm going to search that up. Sebastian.
There's no T in Sebastian.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Right there.
There you go. How big was he?
God almighty. 260.
Yeah, he was a pretty big kicker. Man.
Presley Harvin. Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he's the Sebastian Janikowski punter. I don't know.
Yeah, right. What draft quarterback? Because I high on Mac in the draft. Mac Jones, he's got a lot. Well, I don't want to say a lot. He's got, based on resume from Alabama quarterbacks, it's not looking great for him. But Mac Jones does look solid. I wouldn't want him as a Steeler, but he does look solid.
I think he needs just to be with the right team. Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily the Steelers.
I think that could be the Patriots.
That could be the Patriots. They usually like their pocket passer
That's
presence
Mac Jones,
at quarterback.
And he wouldn't have to start day one.
No, that would be the beauty thing about it. I can see freaking Belichick doing that.
Yeah. Do you think we will trade Nelson or release him? If so, how much do you think we would get if we traded him? Like I said, hopefully the max a third. That's what I'm wishing. I'd be great for a third.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
I
what he's
agree.
worth, honestly. If we release him, again, it depends why Nelson is seeking a trade. It sounds like he wants out. Otherwise, why would this happen? It's not like they need to create cap space for JuJu because they signed JuJu to a incredibly friendly deal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they need to trade Nelson to make room for JuJu. If we release, like if everything is good with Nelson, why release him? Just keep him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's another hole in the defense. But if he wants out, I hope we find a trade partner.
Get something out of it.
Steelers Nation 412 says, I'm stoked for the JuJu signing. Just goes to show he wants to be a Steeler for life. But after Ben retires next year, you think it might affect JuJu even though we will have way more cap? I don't think so. He loves this city. He even said it. You've had my back these last 4 years. Now I get to have your back. He loves this city.
He does.
He'll be a Steeler for life.
Again,
I can confidently say that.
yeah,
And there's not many people I can say that a lot offensively.
of course. They'll just show the loyalty he has, man. For only 24 years old.
Yeah. I hope
There's a lot of guys older that don't have the mentality.
No, seriously.
It's crazy.
I hope we draft Najee Harris or Travis Etienne.
Same here, dude. Same here. Need a running back.
Let's see. If Lance makes it past 10, would you trade up? Possible this year's first and third and next year's second. I think that's a little too much.
It might be.
I mean, granted, for a future franchise quarterback, but I don't know. I just think we have too many defensive needs to trade up for a quarterback this
more
year.
depth needs.
Although if there's one guy, it's Lance.
I'm really high on Lance. I really am.
I think Ben can win his first MVP this year. That's not happening. He's never going to win MVP. He didn't even win it in 2014 when he tied Breeze. I'm granted Aaron Rodgers was a monster that year. When he tied Breeze for most passing yards.
Right.
He didn't win it in 2018 when he threw for 5,000 yards.
For the first time in his career.
Ben's not going to win MVP ever.
No.
Mike Hilton or Steven Nelson? Hilton.
Mike Hilton.
Do you know a punter in the third round was selected before Wilson?
Yes. What was his name? Wasn't it? What was his name? Wasn't it? Unger? Brian Unger?
Yeah.
And the Jags. Who was their quarterback that year? Wasn't it?
Blaine Gabbert.
No. It was
It was some scrub backup.
Chad Henn. Chad Henn. I remember that.
That's right. They drafted Gabbert the next year, right?
Yeah, I think they did. They had Chad Henn that year. And I think they went 2-14. They could have had Russell Wilson. Imagine that.
But they
imagine
took
where the Jags would be right now.
They took up
And they stuck with Chad Henn that year. Jags, what the freak?
a position that is more replaceable than underwear. But you took...
Basically.
I mean, wow. I hope we get something good out of him. I hope so. I don't know why we're trading him. I'd imagine he wants out. Let's see. Hey, Twins, you remember the season when Ben went crazy with, 2 6-touchdown pass games in the same season and, 500 and something yards? I really believe this is our year. I'd hope so.
I'd really like to hope so.
But, yeah, that was 2014 against the Colts and the Ravens back-to-back weeks. 12 touchdowns, 6 eats, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
500 yards against the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. And then we lost to the Jets the week after.
Yeah.
With Michael Vick starting.
Yes. Former Steelers legend, Michael Vick. Let's not forget.
Hey, I like Michael Vick.
If only he was that caliber when Ben went down.
Oh, God. If you had a choice between Reggie Bush or Maurice Jones-Drew for a running back in the day, Bush. I don't care how much of a bust he was.
I don't know if it's just me liking powerhouse backs, but I'm going to go with Maurice Jones-Drew.
Maybe I'm taking away from his football takes, but I don't know.
I don't know. Drew was a hell of a run back for the Jags, and I think he was only like 5'6" and a freaking powerhouse, man.
Yeah.
He was real good.
How would you guys be if we got Kyle Trash?
I don't want Kyle Trash. No. Please don't.
Who's replacing Nelson? Sutton, I'd imagine. That's who I'd replace him with. Unless they want to have Lane and Pierre go at it.
I think at first it could be Sutton until they feel comfortable enough to have Lane or Pierre possibly be ready for outside duties.
Now, the Steelers have gone with unproven guys before, but the way I'm looking at it, Lane and Pierre are still too young to be outside guys, or starting outside guys, rather. Sutton has proven to be a number 2. He can work outside. I'd start him initially
Yeah.
And then if Pierre or Lane works their way up, then you can move them outside.
Then you get them ready in there.
Hey, I wish Drew Brees was on the Steelers. Hey, that'd be great. I mean, I can't go wrong with Ben, but I mean, Drew Brees was one of the greatest of all time.
Drew Brees was something special.
He's my favorite quarterback of all time.
For a guy that doesn't have the stature of a quarterback, only 6 foot.
Yeah.
Putting up yards and stats and giving New Orleans something that they could never get before in sports.
Yeah.
It's great.
Lex Ruger makes a great point. I think we should move Antoine Brooks Jr. to the slot. I believe he would thrive at that position. What do you guys think? I agree. Honestly, that could be a reason why we drafted him last year, because they knew they might not get Hilton back. Not only for safety depth, but this guy can work in the slot. He saw a little bit of time in dime packages when Hilton went down.
Right.
When Hilton went down and Sutton moved to the slot, Brooks got time in dime packages.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see Brooks getting a much more bigger role this year. Maybe Brooks does move to the slot. I wouldn't mind that. He's great in the run support.
Possibly, yeah. Brooks in that role at Maryland, another college that Tomlin likes because he's from that area, you know?
Yeah.
He was good in that area, so I can see Tomlin saying, hey, you're ready.
Yeah, sure. Ravens fan here. Thoughts on keeping JuJu and losing Nelson? Now, I know keeping a wide receiver and losing a position or losing a player out of position that we don't draft well or scout well doesn't sound ideal, but for cap reasons, I get it. But honestly, I don't even look at it that way, because it's not like we need to get rid of Nelson to afford JuJu, because that's not the case.
No, it's not.
Losing Nelson, I think, is more deeper, behind closed doors. Something's going on. Losing Nelson, hey, a few months ago, I said, hey, why don't we trade Nelson or put him on the trade block and move Sutton outside, resign Hilton? I don't know why this wasn't offered a month ago.
Right.
To keep Hilton. But I don't mind losing Nelson. Sutton's an outside, or he can be an outside guy.
Maybe it's another mentality of the Steelers, maybe because Nelson's getting up to age, because I think he's like 28 right now, or he will be 28 by the time the season starts. Maybe they like how Lane or Pierre was last year. Maybe they want to get the younger guys in there. Maybe they want to keep this defense in the position young.
We have to, especially if we're going to go get a young quarterback eventually.
That could be another mentality Tomlin has, because he always has that mentality. It's not a bad mentality to go about.
No.
Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. But the majority of the time, it does.
Yeah, definitely. Still Analyst says, who's the dick that disliked this stream? Jagoff. No idea.
He is a jagoff.
Alex Z says, do you guys watch EDP? Unfortunately.
Yes.
I mean, he's kind of funny, but he's so strange.
Especially nowadays.
His old videos were good back in the, after the McCoy was traded days. And now it's just like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. He doesn't even care about the Eagles anymore. You could tell. He really doesn't.
No.
And I can't say I don't blame him.
But it's like, damn, bro. Who y'all say we need to get a cornerback round 3 to 5 with us losing 2-3 corners this offseason, others getting older? Well, we still have a young receiving or a corner core. Sutton, Pierre, Lane. I mean, they're still young as shit. Antoine Brooks can move the corner, or slot corner rather. The only aging guy is, of course, Hayden.
Yeah.
But he's still playing at a high level.
I could definitely see us drafting corner, though, as depth-wise.
Now, that could be Elijah Molden, second round. That could be a Asante Samuel, maybe.
That could be an Aaron Robinson if he somehow is there around maybe the second round, possibly.
Sean Wade, if we want to move him to the slot. Who else? Fourth round. I mean, there's Kerry Vincent Jr. from LSU.
There's Thomas Graham. There's
Cameron
Bynum. There's a lot of talented guys. Maybe they want to stick with the guys they have now. You know, you have Sutton inside or even outside. Or again, what I think they're gonna have Sutton inside because they like him in that role. They have Pierre or Lane fight for number 2, and considering Hayden is getting older, maybe they draft an ideal outside guy within the early or mid rounds and develop him.
That's a possibility. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do at cornerback. It's gonna be very interesting to watch this next month. For cornerback. Maybe they pick up a free agent. If they don't, I can see them drafting someone. Where that's going to be, I don't know. It depends how high they are on their young current talent.
Or it really depends on who's on the board at the time.
Seriously.
It really all depends.
Is James Conner leaving the Steelers? I don't know at this point. He could be back. Zaven Collins in the first. Best player available? Definitely. Sure.
I'll take him. I'll definitely take him.
Top 5 Steelers running backs in the 2010s decade.
1, Le'Veon Bell.
No shit. Bell. God.
2, I'm going to say.
D'Angelo Williams.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Forgotten Steeler. I'll go Connor.
3.
I'll go. God, there's no. God.
After that, it's really nobody else if I can really think. 4.
Dwyer?
Yeah, Jonathan Dwyer. And 5, although he played literally in the early 2010s, I'm going to say Mendenhall.
No, I'm not putting Mendenhall.
I'll say Mendenhall. I'll put him at 5, if anything.
Oh, God. Who else is there? See, Bell, Williams, Connor, Dwyer.
You want Fumble Fitz in there?
No.
How about Ben Tate? Remember Ben Tate from that
Fuck
Ravens
no,
game?
man. If you would have caught that ball, Terrell Suggs would have got that goddamn
Interception, yeah.
I don't know. Fuck it, Benny Snell.
There we go. Perfect.
I don't know. Whatever happened to Mike Mitchell, he went to the Colts and actually played well.
I think he's actually retired. I think.
He better be. They're extremely high on Pierre, fellas, as they should be, as should a lot of us. Who would you guys like to replace Vinny? It could be Spillane. They love Spillane. They've kept him for years, and he proved his worth when he stepped in for Bush.
Yeah, and just like James Pierre and Mike Hilton, he was undrafted. And he was given that not an opportunity to step in when Bush went down. And he did pretty solid.
Yeah.
So maybe promoting him as the number 2 alongside Bush, maybe it does turn out.
Yeah.
Because quite frankly, Spillane's fine as a number 2.
I'd say so.
I don't think he'll be a great number 2, but I think he'll be a fine.
He'll be
number 2.
suitable. I mean, Williams wasn't a great number 2.
No.
He had errors, but he was great. He was solid. Any chance they move Edmonds down to the slot? Not a chance.
No, I don't think so.
You keep him at strong safety. Would you bring back? Oh, hell no. Why would you bring back Jarvis Jones or
Jarvis Jones? I don't think he's even playing anymore.
He's retired. I think he's a coach for Georgia now. Artie Burns?
Wait, really?
Yeah, he went back to Georgia to be a coach.
Are you serious?
I believe. That's the last I heard of him.
Well, good luck to him. Thanks for the contributions.
Artie Burns, I would never bring him back.
No.
Is it just me, or do you guys also get annoyed how players can move on so fast? That's why I respect JuJu. Yeah, really.
Especially in today's generation, a lot of people are not loyal nowadays. And it's kind of sad that you see, if someone's not winning or they're unhappy, hey, I want trade or I want cut. It's kind of sad that no one's really loyal to the team that they were drafted, like a Joe Thomas when he was with the Browns, like a Larry Fitzgerald with the Arizona Cardinals.
Or even a JuJu Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Like, that's something we need to see nowadays is loyalty.
You guys got me looking to Javonte Williams, so now I want him as a running back. We all should. Javonte Williams is a stud.
Major beast.
It's harder finding a cornerback than wide receiver for Steelers. I agree.
No doubt.
But I say we had a pretty solid cornerback core for once in years. How about we trade James Washington? I would not do that.
No.
I don't know if he has any value to him right now. He has more value to us than any other team.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think of Sean Wade? He got demolished by Devonta Smith. I mean, as did everyone. But
as did everyone, yes.
I bring him in second, third round. If we're going to move him to the slot, that's where he's best, apparently.
I wouldn't mind Sean Wade. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Jedi about 4.5 hours ago. He said he wouldn't mind bringing in Sean Wade. He's a Buckeyes fan, so he knows all about him. He plays best in the slot.
No, Sean Wade was always nice. I always liked him.
Yeah. Let's see Penn State safety Lamont Wade on the Steelers one day. I got to search into him.
Yeah, I've never heard of Lamont Wade. Definitely have to look at him.
Hey, Lady Steele's in the building. What's up, girl?
Hey, what's up, Lady Steele?
How you been? Hey, how about getting Najee Harris from Alabama? I think we're going running back, and if he's there, he's the pick.
Mm-hmm.
I have no doubt in my mind. If Harris is there, he's the pick. Collins or Jeremiah? I mean, Jeremiah is probably the best linebacker outside of Parsons. Hell, people might even put him over Parsons.
And I can see Jeremiah is a monster.
I don't think either are going to be there. I mean, Jeremiah and Parsons. Collins will be there.
More than likely, I think he will.
You guys think Rashad Bateman? He is 6'2", 210. Would you guys like him? And do you think we should cut Deontay and draft? No.
No, man.
First of all, you're taking a receiver too early when you don't need one.
Yeah.
And you don't cut Deontay Johnson.
And the Steelers still like Deontay. Deontay, although with his mistakes, he still got a lot of upside.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not comparing him to anything, but I remember a certain wide receiver that had several drop issues, but look where he is now.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams.
Exactly. Still Cannon says, I will be changing my name and will be an editor for Football Highlights. Awesome. Is that going to be on your specific channel, or is that for like a brand?
I mean, that's pretty cool, dude.
That's interesting.
That's real interesting. That's awesome.
Can we get David Andrews for a veteran center? No, he went back to the Patriots.
Yeah, 4-year deal, I think.
Dude, there's literally no free agent starting veteran center.
Now, we're just going to stick with Finney as a temporary starter.
Yes, fill in for now. I keep forgetting about Isaac Redmond. I really do. I keep forgetting about Redmond. It's always forgotten.
Yeah.
Let's see. Have you watched Keith Taylor or Twyman? We've watched a lot of Twyman. Keith Taylor is actually a more new name for me. I have to look into him.
No, I've heard of Keith Taylor. I've seen he's not too bad, but Twyman. He's definitely one of my favorite defensive tackles in this upcoming draft.
Lady Steele is a big fan of signing Sherman on the low.
And with his age and his production declining, he's not a number one anymore.
No,
he's not.
But can you imagine what he could teach for a lot of the young guys? Now, I know going to aging corners is not great for a defense that's trying to stay young.
Especially on the outside.
But, I mean, hey, it's possible.
It is. Will it happen? I don't know.
Would Sue fit in our defense?
Ndamukong Suh?
I mean, as a 3-4 D tackle, we see limited time. For his age, that might be best, but he's best in a 4-3.
Yes. Like he was with the Dolphins and Lions.
And he's gonna cost, honestly.
Yeah.
I like Ramondre Stevenson at running back later in the draft, too. He'd be a great third, fourth round pick.
He's another running back that I'm really high on. I think he's got a great motor. I think he's got a awesome style running the ball.
Dude, he's just so strong and physical and elusive. He's like, what? He was like 250 at one point. Now he's measured down to almost 230.
He's got a motor. For his size, he's got a motor.
Seriously. Why does everyone underestimate Deontay Johnson? He's a stud. Fix those catch issues, and he will be better than Metcalf. I gotta say, I kind of agree.
No, you can't disagree with that.
You gotta give these guys time. Devontae Adams, like you stated before, Rob, it took him a year or two to get to the level of he is, because he had catch issues when they had Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb as their number twos.
And even James Jones at the time.
Yeah, so Packers fans were disliking Devontae Adams. Now every fucking Packers fan has his jersey.
Exactly.
Give Johnson some time.
He is Aaron Rodgers' legit one target.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Devontae Adams, I don't even think Aaron Rodgers would have won MVP. I think that would have gone to Patrick Mahomes again.
Yeah.
Or Josh Allen, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Alan says, Steel Twins, you are awesome. Keep the great content going. Got to sign off now. I live in Ireland, so I got to keep zombie hours for NFL content. It's worth it as a Steelers fan. We love our Steelers and Ire. Hell yeah, man.
I appreciate it, Alan.
Shout out to Ireland. Man, that just shows you how deep Steeler Nation is. Ireland. We got a UK fan in Josh K and an Ireland fan and Alan. Even though I think they're around the same area. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I haven't looked at a map in years. But
I don't think anybody does anymore.
Hey, Alan, you have a great night. Did you guys fill out a bracket for March Madness? I've never watched March Madness.
No.
Not once. I don't even watch basketball.
But
I only watch the finals in NBA.
Even if we did, I know it would be wrong. I'm sure everyone's bracket, no one's bracket is legit.
No, never accurate.
It's never accurate.
What player would you bring to our 2021 Steelers defense? Great question. Rod Woodson or Mean Joe Green?
Pick only one. I'd probably have to go with Mean Joe Green.
Greatest year of all time.
No doubt.
Rod Woodson, man. I mean, he was a freak. So was Green. Green was the turnaround for the Steelers.
Chuck Noll's first selection.
I have to go Green as well.
Yeah.
And that's a hard decision. Very hard decision. Pats fan here. Guys, are you with me that J.J. Watt is an idiot going to the Arizona Cardinals?
I was surprised he went to Arizona.
He's just trying. Well, first of all, Hopkins was an influence on him, and he thinks the Cardinals could be a contender next year with the young quarterback and coach tandem over there. Which, I mean, I thought the Cardinals were going to be a playoff team last year. They didn't. They could be better this year. Give them some development, maybe.
If Kyler can work on his, because the thing that really hurt Arizona last year was Kyler's turnovers. If he can work on that, then I think Arizona can have a shot at least a playoff.
I also think they could really use an offensive line. They need a rushing game.
Well, that's why they traded for Rodney Hudson.
Right.
I think they also signed another offensive lineman, but they don't have a running back because Kenyon Drake was signed by the Raiders.
Yes, but Kingsbury loves Chase Edmonds, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's the starter. They need cornerback bad. Byron Murphy's great. I love Byron Murphy, but he's not number one.
No.
They need a corner.
And back to running back, I can see Arizona also being in play for a running back.
But I think they need cornerback mostly.
No, I
Edmonds.
agree because Peterson's not there. He went to Minnesota, so they don't have a number one.
They can save running back for day 2.
They can. I agree.
Let's see. By the way, they got AJ Green, which is weird. AJ Green's not the same. I mean, this would have been a great team in 2014.
And I thought Terrell Suggs in the Arizona Cardinals uniform was weird.
Yeah, right?
Who remembers that?
So where is that Korn album, guys? Did they drop it off yet or still waiting? They dropped it off. Listen to it in the car, actually.
Several times.
I actually got a few albums. Not I got one album with Korn, but I got a few other albums in the car. But yeah, we were listening to Korn album immediately as soon as it came in.
Yep.
Let's see. Where we at? We'll likely have to release Nelson to get under the cap. Trade-wise, anything above a 6th round would be very fortunate.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's wishful thinking that I'm saying a 3rd, but yeah, I mean, anything for Nelson at this point would be, solid. As long as it's, not anything late. Because, I mean, we don't need another 7th.
No.
Could you see us trading up for Parsons? Not at all.
No, I don't. I like Parsons, but I don't think that's likely.
Kyle Long made the right choice going to the Chiefs. Bravo for him. Agreed. They got Kyle Long, Joe Tooney. They might get Reader back. They just need better tackles. Good for the Chiefs fixing up that line.
That's what they need to do. You can tell Pat Mahomes is happy.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? The Steelers need offensive linemen. How about Eichenberg from Notre Dame?
Yes.
Liam Eichenberg.
Yes, I am high on Liam Eichenberg.
I think offensive tackle, depending on who's on the board, is out for the Steelers now that they got Banner back.
Yeah, but I think whoever gets Eichenberg, that could be the Chiefs. If they get a guy like Eichenberg, man.
Yeah, right.
Be great for Patrick Mahomes.
Dang, man. Steelers Nation's in Australia as well. Watching you guys, too. Keep up the great content. Hashtag. Here we go. Thanks a lot.
I appreciate it, man, Jacob.
Australia. Man. We even got fans in Mexico, too. That's crazy. Steelers Nation's everywhere.
It is.
Shout out to Steelers Nation.
Best fan base in the world.
Yes, it is. Carson Wentz should have gone to my Patriots. Do you guys agree? Or could you guys want him to go to the Steelers Nation? I wouldn't mind him if it wasn't for that fucking contract. You guys should have traded for him. You guys got a cap.
I'm surprised you didn't trade for him. I really am.
But he's in the best situation right now with Indianapolis. He's back with Frank. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. He's back with Reich.
Yeah, he's back with Frank Reich, which was his offensive coordinator and his MVP year before he got hurt. He has a running game. He has an offensive line, solid defense, just needs extra receivers. Yeah, you give him a new number one, then I think Carson Wentz can really, really shine and thrive in Indianapolis. There's no way he fails. No way.
I hope not. I still like Wentz. After signing JuJu, will the Steelers continue their passionate pursuit of Auburn wide receiver Anthony Schwartz? He ran a 4.26. Former track star. One of the fastest dudes in the country.
Yes, I'd like to think so. The Steelers have shown a lot of interest. They love the guy. They love his speed.
He's raw as shit, but he's got blazing speed.
He does.
I don't think so, though. They already have their 5 guys.
Yeah, his speed's very intriguing. I like to think so, but I just don't think so anymore.
I feel like Sutton is about to take it to another level. I agree, and I hope so.
Yep.
He took a damn good team-friendly deal and could be in line for another contract possibly next year.
Yeah.
So good on Sutton. Happy for Sutton. Happy to keep him. Let's see what he's got. If you guys could have picked someone else besides T.J. Watt in that draft selection, who would it be? God, who else was there? Buda Baker.
There you go, Buda Baker. Yet again, he was 2nd round.
So?
Yeah.
Probably Buda Baker. I mean, hold on. Actually, I'm going to search up 2017 NFL draft. Let's see who was there.
Well, if I'm going to go quarterback-wise, Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I mean, like, realistically.
But I think that's the obvious.
Realistically. Let's see.
Tre'Davious White.
That's not bad.
I would love Tre'Davious White.
Well, he went before us. Dalvin Cook.
Or he could have traded up, but yeah.
Dalvin Cook, Marcus May's good. God, there's not a lot of great Pro Bowlers in the second round.
No.
There's only
only
Budda Baker, Dalvin Cook, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, that's not good.
We got 3 Pro Bowl talent that fucking year. And possibly another one if he continues to prove in Cameron Sutton.
Yeah.
God almighty. What a draft class.
And you look at last year's now. If they live up to their potential, which they were in their rookie seasons alone.
Yeah. Yeah, the Watson situation's freaking nuts. I don't know what's going on. It's just, something's fishy to me about it.
It is. I hope Watson's innocent. I really am.
Yeah. Dark Magician says releasing Vince Williams really hurt. He was a Steeler at heart. Yes, he was. Everything he did, he breathed the colors. I'm going to miss that man. Is Zach Banner going to dominate this year? I sure hope so.
I like to think so.
I wasn't incredibly impressed with him last year against the Giants. Granted, he didn't have a preseason to work, but he's a great run mauler. That's what we're trying to fix.
Yeah.
And with the contract, he's definitely going to be the starter. So.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Would you ever consider doing a what-if series where something different happens in NFL history that could change a whole season and future of the league? For example, what if the Jesse James was given the catch?
Given the touchdown. That is interesting. Yeah, actually, that's a nice discussion.
Or what if Shazier never went down?
Yes.
Where would that 2017 Steelers team gone?
Well, again, if Jesse James caught the touchdown, we probably would never even face the Jags.
Or for example, since Drew Brees has just retired, what if the Dolphins had approved Drew Brees of his injury? Imagine that.
Yeah.
Or what if the Steelers drafted goddamn Dan Marino? Oh, we got topics right now.
Yeah, we do. Man,
should we draft, what the hell? Should we draft Brock Lesnar in the 5th round? That's a steal.
He's played before with the Vikings, so.
I live here in Texas, and I do like the Texans, so I am distraught over Watson. I hate Jack Easterby. Oh, shit.
Man, I feel bad for Texans fans. I really do.
You guys have never had an elite team. You guys have never had any fun moment of joy. Well, you did when Watson and Watt and Hopkins won you that playoff game against the Bills. That's about it. Was it the Bills?
It was the Bills. It's kind of sad to say that the Texans' best quarterback before Watson was Matt Schaub. Schaub wasn't that bad. Schaub wasn't that bad, but he was not a franchise guy.
Never.
Ever. Man.
Would you want Deshaun Watson to replace Ben or have Nick Bosa with TJ Watt? Oh, Watson. That is if he's cleared. Oh, yeah, Dotson's a Pro Bowler next year. Now, he might not be because Pro Bowl is a popularity contest, but he has the talent to be a
Pro Bowler, man.
Where did you get the jerseys behind you, and how much were they? Well, the jerseys here, this was a Christmas present.
Same here. This was a Christmas present as well.
But you can get pretty solid signing Steelers signed autographed jerseys for solid deals on. What I like to go with, Toll Sports Enterprise, huge shout out to them, as well as Pristine Auctions, stuff like that. The frames themselves, we got a great deal on these. This was buy one, get one. Initially, we got a similar deal with frames, but there wasn't much depth inside the actual frames to actually fit the jersey in there.
Right.
So we had to return those and search for better frames with depth room to fit the jerseys, and these came around.
Yep.
So.
And they worked perfectly.
And they were about what, $40 a pop?
Yeah,
buy one get one free.
Yeah, and thankfully it was buy one get one free because $80 for two. Now I only got to spend $40, literally.
Yeah, literally.
Not bad at all. I'll take that any day.
And we still got jerseys to frame too.
Yeah, we do.
Who will take Nelson's place? Where are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Javonte Williams? Sutton will take his place, possibly. That's what I'd initially do. And thoughts on Javonte Williams? He needs to be a future Steeler.
Couldn't have said it better.
I can't wait for NFL draft April 29th in Pittsburgh. Steelers, hurry up, please. Go Steelers. Agreed, man. Draft time can't come soon enough.
We're only a month away, but it needs to get here ASAP.
If you guys could pick one running back ever to be the Steelers running back, who would it be? Ever? Barry Sanders. I think he's the GOAT when it comes to running backs.
Ever. Man, there's so many, though. I probably agree, Barry Sanders.
So, like, is Sutton the starting corner aside Hayden now? And I love JuJu move. Think he's really good for the team in general. Another thing about JuJu being resigned, it's more than his stats or his TikTok stuff, which, yes, it still kind of annoys me. But he's a great leader. You know what I mean? And what he did today is a great example for a young receiving core.
Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, he's actually the second youngest wide receiver on the team, but he has the most playing experience. And that's the thing if JuJu left. We don't have a lot of playing experience at the wide receiver core.
No.
So that's another positive to look at for JuJu staying. He may be the second youngest on the team, but he has the most experience. And you can tell he is helping and mentoring these guys in some aspect.
Yeah.
That's something that you do have to appreciate and respect to JuJu.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Watt and Fitzgerald, but they should have gone to the Buccaneers, but at least they will get Hall of Fame rings. I mean, yeah, they got Hall of Fame rings. I don't know if they'll ever win a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, Fitzgerald and Watt both deserve it.
Yes.
If there's two players in the league right now that deserve a ring the most, it's those guys.
Without a doubt.
Honestly.
With how much they've done for their teams and organizations, man, they deserve alone. They deserve it.
Yeah.
Especially Fitzgerald, man.
Oh, dude.
Like,
I actually feel sorry.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
I feel sorry. No, you can go ahead and say it.
I look back and I feel bad for, considering it was the only Super Bowl that Cardinals were in and they played in. I kind of feel bad that we took his moment away from him, but we had to win it. We had to get 6. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry,
not sorry.
Maybe should have been the Carolina Panthers and Cam Newton. Let me just say that.
Yeah, right. Oh, God, yeah. When's your next mock draft? I think that will be the last week of March.
What should be
going into the first days of April.
Yeah, what should be in 2 weeks.
Something like that. And what would be your perfect 1, 2, 3 picks? My perfect 1, 2, 3 picks. Okay.
You can go first. I gotta think about this. That's a good question.
As of right now, it's a lot of thinking.
There's a lot of thinking. Round 1, I'd probably go Javonte. Round 2, I'm gonna go Quinn Miners. Because I think he's worth that second rounder. I really do. I think his stock has definitely increased that much. 3rd round, I'd probably have to say... Actually, no. 1st round, Javonte Collins. 2nd round, Jabril Cox. 3rd round, Quinn Miners.
Do you think Miners could last to the 3rd?
I think he's worth the 2nd rounder, but I think there's a possibility he could last to the 3rd.
I would have to agree. Either Javonte or Najee round 1, Jabril Cox round 2, and Miners round 3. If we would have cut Ben and got Watson, just imagine, and we have a young receiving core established a running game, we probably would be favorites to win the AFC North and Super Bowl. I agree.
Yeah,
big time. Bring back Jesse James? Yes, please. Why do people want Jesse James back? Because he's a good number 2. He can block.
He's a quality number 2. Perfect number 2.
Oh, yeah, Adrian Pearson. How can I forget? Is another dude that deserves a Super Bowl. Mike Wallace was wide open. Oh, you got to make a jersey for Christmas. Yeah, he got me a signed make a jersey.
Yeah, that's another one you got to frame.
Yeah, he gave really. Oh, hell no. Would you guys like to have Nick Foles as the Steelers?
No.
A backup?
Not even that.
Really?
No.
You want him a Super Bowl?
Against the garbage Patriots defense.
It was a system, too.
How? Honestly, how?
Wow. Lamont Curry says Pierce a shutdown corner. Future shutdown corner. I'd hope so.
I'd really like to hope so. I really like James Pierre.
Yeah, I remember Barry Foster. That was before we got Bettis.
Yeah, Foster was real good.
That's why we had to get Bettis.
He actually, because he was a dumbass. He actually still holds the Steelers record for most rushing yards in a single season.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yes, he does. Do you think we should sign like an Adrian Pearson to be our number 2 for a very cheap deal and, of course, draft our starter this year? I'm always down for that. We need a veteran. There's no better veteran right now than Peterson.
Peterson or Frank Gore.
I think Peterson's expressed he wants to play with the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Just depends if the Steelers pick up the phone. Let's see. Where am I at? I want to sign Palomalo jersey. You can get one. Total Sports Enterprise. Again, we're not sponsored, but TotalSportsEnterprise.com. They have a 40% off on Palomalu memorabilia.
Yeah.
A Bumblebee one specifically. It's the cheapest option.
I will say, although some Steelers fans obviously were very critical of the Bumblebee jerseys, I think Troy fit him perfectly.
I kind of missed the Bumblebees.
I thought he looked great in those.
What will be the best defensive position battles in camp? Nose tackle, possibly cornerback number 2, and depending where we go with inside linebacker, possibly inside linebacker.
Yeah, I probably have to agree.
Yeah, sorry, Cardinals fans. Not sorry we had to get number 6. We just had to.
Yeah, simple as that. Sorry, but we had to win the game. It's the Super Bowl.
Are your sources telling you any more about the Steelers trading in either direction out of round 1 at 24? My sources are telling me they're going to stay there and pick running back.
No comment yet.
It's classified.
Yeah, very classified.
How old are you guys, and what do you guys do for work? YouTube? Well, we're 21, and as for work, we are warehouse workers.
We're actually on vacation right now. We have to go back Monday.
Yeah, not fun.
No.
At least we're on vacation for the draft week.
Yeah.
That'll be hella good. I love Najee and ETN to be the first 2 picks for us. That'd be incredible. As for tight end, yeah, I mean, tight end it's an ideal position to go, but I don't think the Steelers are going to look at a number 2 tight end to be a top pick. Unless they want a guy that can do both, which, I mean, that's what we're crying for all these years.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to prioritize that right now.
No, because all we need is a blocking tight end.
That's all they're looking for. What is your favorite non-Steelers Super Bowl game and or moment? Oh, God. Oh, favorite
That's another good question right there.
Probably, it's definitely one of the Steelers-Ravens games. Probably the Christmas game. Maybe even the AFC Championship game in 08.
They said non-Steeler.
Oh, non-Steeler? Oh, my fault.
Yeah.
I was thinking non-Steelers Super Bowl game. My fault.
Well, non-Steeler.
Well, when he means that, I mean like what's your favorite Steelers game outside of the Super Bowls?
Yeah. Well,
unless that is what he means.
It's kind of hard because there's like so many that were so great.
Favorite non-Steelers Super Bowl game and or moment? Hey, that Packers-Cardinals game in the divisional round?
Or was it the wild card?
That was incredible. Back in 2015. What else? Well, last year's Super Bowl was good. It was the best Super Bowl in years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. The Browns and Ravens this past year was incredible. Let's not forget the Rams and the Chiefs a few years ago, and Mahomes was MVP year.
The Seahawks and Cardinals, man, that game was chaotic.
Yeah.
Damn. I don't know they're all recent, but man, that's all we can think of.
Yeah. Would you guys trade Washington and Nelson to get to pick up Zach Wilson? Would you do that? Yes or no? That's not even enough to trade up for a first rounder, let alone Zach Wilson.
Or get a first rounder.
Yeah. I want us to make 70s jerseys the home jerseys. Agreed. I love those fucking things. How about we get the great Collie as the fullback and Paul Crew for quarterback? I'm down, bro.
Screw it.
Hey, he was a former Pittsburgh star. Bring him back.
Yeah, and you get a big guy like Kyle Lee as a fullback. Dude, like, good luck getting past him, man.
Guys' favorite snack?
Snack. That's a lot because I ain't going to lie. I eat a lot.
Favorite snack?
Would wings be considered a snack?
That's a snack to me.
Yeah, that's wings. I love wings. I love chicken.
Who's your number 1 draft sleeper? Good question. Oh, God. Jalen Darden's up there. There's, who else? Darius Washington, I believe, from TCU.
Yeah. Biggest sleeper?
Let's see who else. I like David Moore out of Grambling.
I'd probably say Trey Sermon from Ohio State.
Really?
I think Sermon has a lot of potential.
Okay.
He actually reminds me of Cam Akers.
A little bit.
I feel like he has a lot of potential. I think he could really succeed in the NFL.
Is Tyler Simmons the free agent wide receiver that we picked up good? And do you think he has potential to be anything special? As of right now, our top 5 receivers are the exact receivers we had last year. But he could make the roster as a number 6 if we want to stick with number 6.
Mm-hmm.
But he would be a practice squad guy initially. But possibly one of those guys that fill in for any COVID-related issues or injury-related issues. He'd be that type of guy.
Yeah.
But I think he's got some decent potential. Colbert liked what he saw from him in Georgia. And if there's one team to turn his career around and make a great story out of him, it's us.
Of course.
If they check out health-wise, would Wyatt Davis and or Landon Dickerson be early round draft picks you would consider if you had to do the deed? Yes.
I agree.
If Dickerson was healthy and didn't have no injuries, top 15 pick.
First round. No doubt. No doubt.
How do you feel about running back in round 1 and the next 3 picks O-line? Well, if we didn't have so many defensive holes, yes. Let's see. With Big Ben still on the team, do you guys think he'll get your team to Super Bowl, or at least to the playoffs?
At least the playoffs.
Yes.
A Super Bowl.
I can't say Super Bowl anymore. Anymore. I just can't. All right, now. I hope Ben proves me otherwise. I have doubted him before many times. I hope he proves me wrong one last time.
Same here, bro. Same here. It's just I don't want to get my hopes up again. I'm not gonna lie. The past 10 years, I have.
Yeah,
I really have. I'm not trying to.
Yeah. After Tomlin is gone, can the Steelers please get Lincoln Riley out of Oklahoma? Lincoln Riley is going to be a great NFL head coach. I don't know when we get rid of Tomlin. Honestly,
that might not be for like another maybe 5 to 10 years because we don't usually fire coaches.
Well, first of all, I would not give Tomlin that much of an extension.
Well, no one the Steelers.
2-3 years tops.
Yeah, but knowing the Steelers, you never know.
Well, can it be on the sideline or booths, fellas? Sideline.
Yeah, sideline definitely.
You know what I wish we had in the booths? A damn what do they call it?
I think I know what you're talking about, but
a sky judge or something where they review plays or where they look at replays and tell you if you should challenge it or not. We all know how Tomlin is with his challenges. Why don't you have someone in the booth up there looking at replays telling you, hey, maybe you should throw the flag, review this play or challenge this play?
Yeah, because we all know how Tomlin is with his challenges. Horrible.
Do you guys live in Pittsburgh, and how often do you guys go to games before Corona? We went to no Steelers games before Corona, rather. We went to one Pittsburgh Panthers game in Heinz Field. First time in Heinz Field. Great experience. And do we live in Pittsburgh? Unfortunately not.
No.
Why do the Steelers draft large backs 250 pounds? Or why don't the Steelers draft large backs 250 pounds anymore? I don't know. Some guys are just lighter now these days. They're a little lighter, but they're still power backs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they want a 250-pound back, Ramondre Stevenson from Oklahoma is the guy. Although he's slimmed. He's still pretty hefty for a running back.
No,
he's slim.
Yeah.
Colin Cowherd's a fucking dumbass. The only good thing about his show is Joy Taylor.
Literally.
Oh, and his daughter's hot. Would Matt Canada be a good future head coach? I don't know. I think he's best as a offensive coordinator.
I can't really say anything on that right now, but I think he'll be a great offensive coordinator.
Steelers hired 3 head coaches in my lifetime. I'd imagine that's Noel, Carr, and Tomlin.
All in 50 years?
All in 50 years. RIP Killer Bees, least favorite player in this draft. Wow, least favorite player. That's not really hard for me. Is it? It might be. Might not be. Kyle Trash.
I knew you were going to say that.
I don't know.
Man,
I don't see anything special in him.
I agree with you. I'm just trying to think of someone different. I really can't. Kyle Trash. I'm not high on Kyle Trash.
Least favorite player in this.
I'm sorry.
Honestly, though, probably, what the fuck's his name? He's one of the apparently top edge rushers. Gregory something.
Yeah, because
his tape, I mean, statistically, he did good, but his tape,
I think it's only one year. He only has 1 year of tape.
Yeah.
And I think he opted out because of the virus. So he's not an immediate starter. He could be a nice developmental guy, but
yeah,
he's not all that.
Do you guys think we will draft a mobile quarterback next year? If so, who are some mobile quarterbacks in next year's draft? I gotta look at some mobile quarterbacks or quarterbacks in general for next year's draft. Canada's system, we could probably get a mobile quarterback, especially since that's the new era. But one guy I'm looking at next year is the quarterback from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Sam Howell.
Yeah.
I mean, just a little bit I've seen in Daz Newsom's tape. The fucking dots he was throwing, holy shit. And you see the production those guys got.
Exactly.
It's incredible. Who knows, maybe if we get Javonte Williams, bring him back up with Howell. I saw the game against Indy back in 2015. It was great. Sunday night where we blew him out, I believe that's the one. If Steve Nelson gets traded or cut, we would have lost 5 stars on defense now. Are you guys still confident in our defense with the guys we have on the roster now? Yes.
Very.
The defense will drop. I don't know how big, but it'll drop. But we'll be fine. We'll still be a solid defense.
Yeah. We'll still have guys that are capable, that are reliable enough.
Again, my fear is, can Highsmith bring the same level of pressure and run defense as Dupree? If not, we might have to run more blitzes to make up for that lack of pressure.
Yeah, and who's going to fill in at nose tackle? Because with our system and the position that we use nose tackle with, they're mainly run defenders.
Yes.
And obviously our rush defense, at least before everyone got hurt, was top notch.
Yeah.
And Alualu played a big part of that. So who's going to fill that hole there?
Yeah. Why is the media always against the Steelers? Somewhat conspiracy. I don't know. I'm used to it.
Quite frankly, I think the media just tries to find some sort of like hatred towards any top-notch, like great team or undefeated team.
Yeah.
Kind of like I remember the Panthers.
They go for the easy ones.
Yeah, like, I remember the Panthers when they were almost undefeated, 15-1. Everyone was like jabbing Cam Newton. Oh, he's too cocky, which he was. He definitely was. It was way over in his head. He was too cocky. And I even say the same for JuJu.
Yeah.
And the team in general. They were definitely cocky, but that's how the media goes.
Right.
That's how they attack the damn teams.
No, they go for the easy targets. It just gets some easy scores.
Of course.
If Oklahoma center Creed Humphrey was there in round 2 and you two guys were on the clock, would you pass or ring the register? I'd take him.
I'd take him.
Not many people like left-handed centers because they're rare, but I think Humphrey's solid.
No, I'm a big fan of Humphrey. I think he can be real solid in the league.
He could be better in run, the run blocking.
But with BJ Finney being the temporary starter and having Humphrey develop, that could bode well for Humphrey.
Possibly, or for any center we draft, rather.
Yeah.
Do you guys like Tony Romo as the NFL announcer? And do you think he would be the Thursday Night Football game announcer and Sunday and Monday? I don't know. I could see him getting a deal higher for prime time, but he's with CBS right now. I like him as an NFL announcer, but I hate when he
announces
commentates
the Kansas City Chiefs because he's always high and on Mahomes.
Wow,
Oh my
look
God.
at that throw.
Yeah, I saw Chad Henn do that against the Browns.
Like, goddamn.
I saw Blake Bortles do that a couple years ago.
You can never count this kid out. But they're down 4 touchdowns with 2 seconds left.
I remember him saying that halftime but before the third quarter happened after halftime. I'm like, bro,
it's like, shut up.
Yeah,
man.
it's like, dude, like, come on.
You were great, but then Mahomes came into the league, and now you're just like, holy shit, bro. I would pay you guys $100 to do the Corvette dance. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm going to be honest. I don't even know it.
Save your money.
I don't even know the Corvette dance.
Still Maiden, who shout out to him, said he would like the Steelers to take Trask in the 3rd round. And the 3rd round's a little more reasonable for Trask. I just don't think Steelers are going to go quarterback this year.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I mean, if that's his opinion, I mean, to each his own. You know, if you like a guy, you like a guy. I mean,
yeah, everyone has their different preference. I mean, not everyone is high on Haskins. Not everyone is high on Rudolph. We're a few of those guys that hope the best for those guys.
Yeah.
So
everyone's entitled to their opinion, you know, just how everyone feels.
Organization is probably going to give up or probably giving up on stacking the defense with Pro Bowl talent, but hopefully we can still make plays. We should.
I hope we do.
We should. We still got playmakers. If Steelers draft Haskins, you need to buy a signed jersey. In serious note, I'm not high on ETN due to the fact I see him more as a receiving back.
I actually agree with you right there.
1,000%.
I think he's a great value Alvin Kamara. Yeah, I really do.
And that's not bad. It's not bad comp.
No, of course not. But I don't think he's a feature runner. Now, in Canada's system, that could work well for ETN, but he wouldn't be my first choice.
No.
He wouldn't be my second choice.
Yeah, exactly. How did you guys become Steelers fans? From the influence of our siblings, specifically our older brother.
Yes.
Big time. We needed a good blocking tight end. Jesse James is available. Is it just me or do y'all like NFL on-field fights? It's exciting. It's something we don't see often.
It's very rare. And when it happens, it's like, oh, shit, get his ass.
Yeah, right.
Get his ass up. You know, all that shit. Especially if it happens on the sidelines.
Yeah, right. Our schedule was tough this year, but I think we should be all right. AFC West, I just worry about the Chiefs. I worry about the Chargers too, man. Justin Herbert's great. And they're going to get Derwin James back if he can stay healthy. So, I mean, I like the Chargers a little bit next year. Do they still have Anthony?
No. I can't remember who the new head coach is though, but I think that's very beneficial for them because Anthony Lynn was not doing well for them.
God, from the play calling to the leadership, it's just horrible. Any linebackers you like in the draft as potential Vince Williams replacements? There's obviously Jeremiah from Notre Dame,
Zayvon Collins. There's
Jabril Cox. Those are the top 3 that I really want.
Mm-hmm.
But
those are the names that really just come off the top of our heads.
But the 2 more realistic are Collins and Cox.
Yes.
Remember when JuJu destroyed Burfict? I think about it all the time.
Of course. That right there signified him as a Steeler for life.
Yeah. Got to bring Munchak back to coach O-line. Agreed, but he's not coming back because he went to Denver to be close to family.
Although I love Munchak to be back. But we'll see how Adrian Clem does.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I mean, he can't be worse than Sarah, right?
I hope not.
As a follow-up, Tony Romo is currently being paid, $17 million a year in his current CBS role. I doubt that even Jeff Bezos could top that money. Good God.
17 freaking million
for an announcer?
Just to say, oh, don't count this kid out. This guy can do it all. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's other quarterbacks in the league that can practically do the same thing, I'm sure.
Literally the exact same thing. Wow, he threw a 2-yard pass. Look at that motion. Look at that spin on the ball.
Like, well, I could do it.
Yeah. We need to draft a lineman in the first round. It may not be the sexy pick, but it's our biggest need, in my opinion. Hey, I agree. I just don't think they're going to go line. I mean, if they're going to go line first round, it's going to be center. But even then, there's no center to go in the first round this year.
Unless they were to trade back very, very late. Yes. But even that, I don't know.
Yeah. I really hope Haskins gets it together, come to camp, and really battle for the number 2. I love it. And how about that? Maybe Haskins is the future. We got him for basically nothing.
Imagine that. Because the football team and their staff at the time wasn't good.
Not at all.
Dan Snyder wasn't great.
That culture was horrible.
Yeah, Jay Gruden was a terrible head coach.
I mean, just based on what you heard about Trent Williams, how they lied or they something about where they didn't spot something cancerous or something about Trent Williams
or something like real dangerous to I think his well-being.
His health, yeah, like seriously,
like I think the football team definitely turned everything around now. At least I hope, because they got a lot of talented players, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Plus the whole scandal years ago, I think with the cheerleaders, maybe I think
it was I think it was Snyder that was involved. Like the football team, man, like
it's horrible culture.
Again, hopefully they fix it up, because that's what they need to do.
That's why they got Ron Rivera. And I gotta say, Ron Rivera, he didn't draft Haskins. He didn't want Haskins.
No.
So that didn't help Haskins at all either. We need Devin Bush to be defensive playmaker. He is. I'm excited for him to come back. He's getting better in every aspect.
He is.
Oh, you guys also Pittsburgh Penguins fans? Absolutely. I'm actually trying to watch more Penguins this year. Trying to get more into the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think Jalen Twyman could fill in that D tackle role? Yes.
Without a doubt.
Day one. I don't listen to Colin Coward or Joy Taylor ever. Ignore them both. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Mark Malone was the worst. I think he's the worst quarterback in Steelers history. There's some bad ones.
No doubt, man. Like, yeah, there were some bad ones.
It's hard to top Bubby Brister, but no, I mean, Mark Malone takes it.
He does.
You know, his highlight of his career was a 90-yard touchdown catch from Terry Bradshaw. You know what? No bullshit. You can search it up. I swear to God, you can search it up. Mark Malone, a quarterback, held the record for the longest touchdown reception in Steelers history until Mike Wallace broke it with 95 yards. I swear to God, search it up.
No, it's true. It's true, guys. Imagine
Mark Malone,
a quarterback, held that record for 30 years?
Oh, 20-something years. Search it up. There's actually video of it on YouTube. 90 yards.
What the fuck, man?
Wow.
Imagine we chose Mark Malone, man. What the hell?
Looks like we'll probably be drafting Etienne. I know you're not so high on him, but you think he might be our next L. Bell.
I actually see a lot of Le'Veon Bell in Etienne. Just more receiving wise, not necessarily running wise.
He'd fit well in Canada's system. I can't deny that.
No, you can't.
It would be cool to have Hunter Henry as the Steeler before signing with the Pats. Not with that money, though.
Nah,
I mean, granted, he can do both, but also can he stay healthy?
And again, the Patriots overpaid their tight ends. They probably overpaid everybody.
Oh, they definitely did. All their talent, they overpaid every talent, and they're all only decent.
Pretty much.
Wow. How well do you think Urban Meyer would do in his first year? I honestly don't know.
With the Jaguars, I mean, obviously they got it. They're getting Trey Lance.
Trey Lance.
No.
God, Trevor Lawrence.
No, yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're getting Lawrence. The transition for some long existing college head coaches to the NFL. I mean, I imagine it's tough. But Urban Meyer, he gave the Ohio State Buckeyes a lot of success. He could be that turnaround for the Jags for once.
I mean, he's already got a stud running back in James Robinson. He's got 2 good receivers in DJ Chark and Laviska Shenault.
Just get your quarterback and fix up the defense a little bit.
And get that offensive line boosted up, then you're looking at a pretty decent Jags up and rising team again.
Yeah. Are they thinking Wormley is going to be a starter? Well, they signed him for 2 years. And he was behind a lot of good D-line depth his whole career.
So we never really got the true opportunity. So maybe this is his time. Maybe the Steelers see it. So, like, hey, you can step in now. Because we did a lot. If you think about it, I forgot to bring this up when I talked about it earlier. Alu and Wormley are pretty much the same size. They're both over 6'3", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
So they're pretty much the same size. And they both have – I don't know how much Wormley has when it comes to nose tackle. I don't know if he has much playing time in nose tackle. But I know
he can play nose tackle.
But I know Alu did when he was with the Jags initially. And that's why Alu was so dependable and so great last year.
Yeah.
So maybe if we give Wormley the opportunity, maybe he can be pretty reliable. I don't know.
Yeah.
All it takes is an opportunity. Maybe the Steelers are looking.
Oh, yeah, for a lot of these guys. Last year, Ron Rivera said that Haskins was the future of the Washington football team. Now this year, the future of the Washington football team is 38-year-old Ryan Fitzmagic. Shows you what he really thinks of Haskins. Exactly. He never drafted Haskins. So you don't want him.
Right.
Look up Dylan Moses. He is a good inside linebacker. Isn't he from Alabama?
Yes, he is. I actually seen a lot of Dylan Moses. I would not mind him either.
I keep seeing a lot of them.
I think I just prefer the other guys than Dylan, but I wouldn't mind Dylan.
Yeah. Running back first round. Harris, bring back Bell on minimum contract. 2-headed monster. I think Bell would welcome a return to Pittsburgh. But does he still have it? I don't know. Something about him.
He definitely doesn't have the line he did before.
Something about him just speaks laziness to me at this point.
I mean, let's be honest. He tried to ride the coattails of the Chiefs.
Yeah?
He really did. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Also, do you like running quarterbacks throwing the ball? I think they are easy to stop, just like Lamar Jackson is not good because now people know how to stop them. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty one-dimensional, I'd say. I mean, some guys are exceptional. Mike Vick, Randall Cunningham, Warren Moon, guys like that. I mean, they're exceptional. Hell, maybe even Steve Young, actually, because he was a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
Alex Smith, guys like that. So some guys are exceptional because they can do a little bit of both, but they don't really last too long in the NFL. That's the only issue, even though the NFL landscape is changing.
It definitely is.
Who do you want to win the NCAA men's basketball tournament in March Madness? I want my West Virginia Mountaineers, to win a championship for Bob Huggins. Bro, I don't know any team right now.
Yeah,
we don't watch March Madness, bro. Which is a shame because I keep telling myself, hey, I need to get into basketball more. I never do.
I know. I know Ohio State lost to Oral Roberts.
Yeah.
I think that's her name.
I think I'll go with your squad, though, for sure. I'll go with your squad just because I don't know many teams.
I'm going to go with Oral Roberts. They took out the number 2 seed Ohio State. Screw it.
Yeah. When my Patriots face off with your Steelers this new season, are you guys up for bets with me? Do we face you guys?
I don't think we do. See, it was... No, I think we face them next year. We might face them next year because I think we face them... I don't even know. No, because we don't face them every 4 years. But I think it's been a while since we faced you guys, so I think we face you next year.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Once Nelson leaves, maybe Xavier Rhodes or Boye on cheap deal. I think Boye is gone.
Is he?
I think Boye signed somewhere. I could be wrong. I could be
I don't know if he did. Oh, he's a free agent.
He is a free agent. Oh, shit. Now, he'll be 30 in August. But he's not a bad option.
No, he's not. I was actually a big fan of Boye when he initially left the Texans. Now, I really wanted us to sign Boye because we needed corner. Obviously, we didn't. And he went to the Jag, and he was a pretty key defensive back for that Jacksonville defense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they're going to stick with Sutton, though. They signed him to a 2-year extension for a reason.
Yeah.
So, yo, guys, who owned the Blunt jersey and where did you get that?
I actually owned the Mel Blount jersey. I got it for Christmas 2 years ago.
Yeah. Not sure where. I mean, the best place to find them are, I'd imagine, Pristine Auctions. That's where I get some really good signed jerseys. You can find them on certain sites I don't know of, unfortunately.
Yeah.
eBay's a great option if you trust the seller. Remember one thing about Travis Etienne, Dabo Sweeney put a lot of snaps and a lot of miles on him, putting in play questions about his durability and longevity. Of course, that's great to note.
It is.
Guys, I mean, yeah, he's a versatile back, but he got a lot of touch of the football.
He did. And again, with the running back lifespan, that's not good.
Yeah. We can sign Casey Hayward. Hayward would be great.
I would not mind Hayward. Although last year he did kind of struggle a little bit, and he's like 32 right now.
Yeah, I mean,
so he's another one of those guys up on the older level. But Casey Hayward, I think he's still dependable at times.
Yeah. Do you think Ben is going to get benched? No. Never.
He's never once got benched.
He'll never get benched.
I remember the game against the Jags when he threw the 5 picks. Never got benched. The fucking playoff game. I was even saying, yo, put Mason in. It can't be any worse because Ben's making these bad turnovers. Never benched him. No. Never benched him. Ben's never going to get benched because Ben's the quarterback.
Yeah, of course. He's put on a higher pedestal. Well, I think JuJu's back. Ben's return had a lot of influence in JuJu, I think. Now, for next year, I think that's a little bit up in the air, but I think JuJu loves this city, loves his team. I think he'll remain loyal.
Yeah.
I think he'll remain loyal. How much would you guys cry if we can't resign and make it on a long-term deal? I don't know.
Dude, I'll never get over it.
You know what?
Listen, it was hard for me to get over Troy Polamalu having to retire. I knew he was not the same Troy Polamalu, and the fan inside of me didn't want him to retire, but I knew he had to retire. And when he did, not gonna lie, it took a while for me to get over it. So Minka leaving, not being signed, not being a Steeler,
I'll flip my shit. You do not let that man go.
He's another anchor to this defense. You can't let a guy like him go.
He is the closest Troy Polamalu that we've had since Troy Polamalu.
And the safety position in today's league is so critical, especially
no shit
in a role of Minka.
This man has single-handedly saved the secondary. Quarterbacks literally refuse to throw this man the ball, and when they do,
something bad happens.
It's a fucking mistake. Something bad for them. Good for us.
Yes.
I don't give a damn. Like, do what you gotta do, money-wise, to keep this guy. Do what you gotta do.
Justin Simmons just got paid. He's now the highest paid safety.
Oh, you gotta bet Minka's doing one of these right now.
Yeah.
He's probably checking suits, watches, cars, buildings right now. Just studying.
When the time is right, give Minka money.
Goddamn.
Money Minka.
You're right. Every time Steelers have a tough schedule, they exceed expectations. 11-5. That's true.
It's so weird. And it's been a Steelers typical way. When it's higher, greater talent, they show up.
Right.
But if it's the Jags, we play like how the Jags should play.
I know. What do you guys think about Breeland replacing Nelson? Didn't Breeland have some off-field issues last year?
Rashad Breeland, I think he did. Rashad Breeland, I was never...
He's solid.
I was never really high on him, though. I always felt like for Kansas City's defense, he was not a weak point, but not a too reliable guy.
Yeah. If McDonald didn't retire, would Ebron be gone? No, I think McDonald would have been gone. He would have been a cap casualty.
More than likely, I think it would have been. Although I think Ben still would have had a say in something.
Oh, yeah. Do you also think JuJu just signed a small contract just to know next year he will have lots of money in cap? So you think he'll wait till next year to get up $20 million contract? He's not getting $20 million, but he's definitely going to get a pay increase. That's the whole point. He took a team-friendly deal this year to get that one last ride, quote unquote, with Ben, and then he'll get his paycheck next year.
Exactly.
Edmonds has been adequate, but nothing exceptional. Will still give him another contract? I think they give him the 5th-year option. He could be a cheap resign. If there's a chance, I'd resign him.
Yeah.
And this is coming from 2 dudes that have criticized him ever since he came into the league. Ever since he got drafted, rather, because he was a reach.
Clearly a reach, man.
I'll
He was,
give
he was a projected mid to late day 2 guy. We took him late day 1.
Even though he played really good last year, still a reach. And we could have had him round 2.
Easily. We could have had Darius Leonard. Look how he is for the Colts defense.
Yeah.
Man, imagine that.
Yeah. Hilton will be very missed. Loved his play style, playing the position. Yeah, dude. He was just a playmaker through and through. I'll miss Hilton for sure.
Yeah. And around the time where obviously our secondary was bad, he was actually one of the very few guys that really started providing the secondary with talent.
Yeah.
With playmaking ability.
Next live stream mock. I would like to provide my 2 cents in the comment section. That will be, like we said, the last week of March, heading into the first few days of April. Probably. So in about next Wednesday. Not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that. So the 31st, probably.
31st of March, yes.
Probably. Depending on, how free agency's still kicking and stuff. That's what we're looking at. It could be a little later, but we'll see.
Yeah.
If Minka or JuJu gets hurt, then what? As far as money is concerned. Well, if JuJu gets hurt, we're not going to suffer.
No, I think our receivers. I think we'll be fine at wide receiver. I think we were going to be fine in general if he stayed or went.
If Minka gets hurt, we're fucked.
Clearly,
we have no one to defend the deep ball.
We don't even have a reliable backup right now. All we have is Minka, Edmonds, and Brooks. We don't have anybody else. So if Minka goes down, yeah, we're done.
Yeah,
the defense might as well just vanish in the thin air like you were in 2014.
Right. Would be nice to have Roosevelt Nix back at fullback. If he could stay healthy, yeah, I accept him back. But I think Derek Watt's just fine. He just was underutilized because Fichtner didn't know. He doesn't know how to use I-form.
No, Fichtner was an old fart.
Or when he does, he doesn't know how to use it properly. First of all, he uses the wrong running back. He uses it in the wrong situations. Or he does it every 2 plays.
I seriously think he just didn't freaking game plan before every
game.
He
didn't care.
He had the same playbook each and every week.
Yes.
At least with Canada, he's a fresh young mind. He knows today's generation of the game. He cares about football.
Yeah.
Fichtner, I just don't think he gave a shit.
Right.
He's like, oh, Ben's out there. He can do it.
Yeah, really.
Can I get a cheeseburger?
Yeah, right.
Tomlin, please. It's lunchtime.
Well, you guys going to be streaming for the draft again. Well, we'll be in Pittsburgh in a hotel room during the draft. I'm not sure how we're going to do that.
Yeah, we still got to talk. We got a month, so we got plenty of time to talk about it.
I don't know how we're going to do that. That could be, we might, plus it depends on Wi-Fi at the hotel. Otherwise, I don't know how that's going to happen.
Right. If anything, we could just live tweet.
Live tweet, yeah. We tweet. Hell, we tweeted a lot today, actually. Just based on the JuJu and Nelson news on Twitter at Steel Twins, by the way.
Yeah.
But, we'll live tweet if we aren't live streaming. But, we'd like to live stream. If not, we could be on someone else's live stream. If Jedi's doing a stream, if Maiden's doing a stream, I don't know. We got to get in chat with those guys to see what how good the Wi-Fi is over there at the hotel in Pittsburgh. So
yeah, most definitely.
We'll see what happens. Tomlin loves Edmonds because of his availability. Yeah.
Now, Edmonds can work in certain situations.
When you say we have a lot of cap next year, what is the range? Probably about 100 plus, 120 million.
Yeah, I heard some along those lines, which is great. We got money, but the majority of that's definitely going to go to our players.
It's going to go to dead cap to the Ben, plus restructures, plus most players that we're going to have to resign, including extensions to Watt and JuJu, stuff like that.
Maybe to Castro, depending on how he does.
Maybe Edmonds. Honestly, next year might be the best time to extend Edmonds if you want to keep Edmonds and Minka together.
Yeah.
So even though we're looking at the most cap next year, most of that's going to go pretty quick.
It might, yeah.
Now, we'll still be in a solid situation, though. Was Snead undrafted? He would be a beast on the Steelers. You mean the Snead from the Chiefs? Yeah, he was undrafted. I'm really looking forward to seeing Devin Bush play again. Me too.
His speed was so missed. His presence was missed.
Big time. I'm definitely glad we have a tough schedule. We will really see what we're made of before week 12. Agreed.
Yep.
Sean Davis. No, he's a free agent, right? We could bring him back.
Yeah, right now. I can see us bringing him back on a cheap $1 million deal, 1 year deal.
Yeah.
He'll provide depth.
This is what everyone keeps thinking. Edmonds should be a linebacker. I agree. I think he's best at linebacker.
I want mine at linebacker.
He's solid in coverage in the middle of the field. Deep ball, I mean, he's not the most trustworthy, but he's solid in coverage.
At least for a linebacker, he doesn't have to be deep. At least he shouldn't be.
He's great in run defending. He's a good tackler.
His ball skills
he's better on his angles in the middle of the field. Like you said, his ball skills are better.
What we do with safety, we can draft one.
Possibly.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Paris Ford and DeMar Hamlin out of Pittsburgh.
I don't think they're starters, though.
Not immediately, though, no.
No. Who would... Whoops, wrong comment. I'm excited to see what our offense looks like with Canada. Yeah, it should be much better. Much more energetic and creative.
It can't get any worse. I thought it couldn't get worse for Fickner after
Haley, but it did.
Yeah, I don't even know how that's possible.
But, plus we might get a run game going, so that'll be great. Who would you keep and wish you could delete of these? Oh, God. Sunquist, Golson, Jarvis Jones, Coates, Sweet, or Burns.
Who would you keep and wish you could delete? Well, I'm deleting Golson. He never played. I'm deleting Jones because he sucked.
Oh, God. Oh,
I
God.
can't believe I'm saying this. I keep Coates. I would keep Sammy Coates because at least at one time he was pretty good. He was a reliable deep threat. Then his fingers got screwed up and he never recovered.
Yeah, I'd keep Coates and delete everyone else.
Because I remember before that Jets game, he was a reliable deep threat. Ben was throwing him the ball. Coates was catching it. He was pretty good.
Yeah.
Then his fingers got screwed up in the Jets game.
After that Jets game, man, he never recovered.
No.
He caught it, or he dropped as many touchdown passes that he caught.
He couldn't even make it into the XFL. I can't remember what team he played. Wasn't it Houston or something?
Probably.
He couldn't even do anything there. And he was a former 3rd-round pick. What the hey?
Guys, have you ever gone to Bettis' restaurant across the street of the stadium? Do the live stream of the draft there. Oh, interesting. I've never been to this restaurant. I always wanted to, even though I heard the food's expensive. But that's an option. I got to look into that for sure.
Absolutely. We have
that is if they allow indoor eating because
nowadays we have seen the restaurant driving by, but we never been in it.
Yeah,
I would love to be in it one day.
Permanis would have been Watt Bros if that happened, meaning if TJ and all them,
if JJ came
to the Steelers, which he didn't. Good for him. I mean, he's gonna go to the Cardinals. I mean, him and Chandler Jones are gonna be nice.
Yeah.
JJ Watt is kind of getting older. Glad we passed on getting him, and I guess JJ Watt didn't want chemistry with his brother. He wanted competition.
Yeah, and then that's fine. Brotherly competition, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, definitely. Look at Tyler Simmons. I can see why we signed him. Oh yeah, from Georgia. Well, he was from Georgia. He went undrafted. Then he went to the Texans practice squad, and Colbert, like we saw at Georgia's pro day. So we'll see what he got in preseason.
Yeah.
Working Man says Edmonds should be a linebacker. I mean, yeah, I agree, but I don't think they're going to move him there. They like him too much at safety. What would you guys do in free agency? For the remainder, I'd sign a edge rusher for depth and a veteran safety.
And a blocking tight end.
Jesse James.
And that's
honestly,
that's
all they do. They sign like 3 or 4 free agents, and that's about it. And it's mostly for depth reasons, and they build through the draft.
Yeah, they get like a couple depth guys and maybe one caliber starter every year. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I hope we have preseason games. That's for sure.
I don't know how many though, because again, depending on how the pandemic does throughout the spring and summer, maybe they shorten it.
So what position we need to address in first round could be offensive line, running back, and linebacker. That's where I think we're going.
Yeah.
Also, there's 3 top picks right now.
I agree.
What the hell is this? First of all, let me check Twitter.
So if there's any news.
Oh, is that our reaction to
DK running the 40? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I freaked the fuck out when I saw DK just blazing through the 40-yard dash.
I saw 2 or 3 scouts.
That's Andre Johnson right there, folks.
Oh, shit!
No, because DK was such a monster.
Oh, DK was I want to say
And I see a lot of Andre Johnson in DK. I really do. His stature, his combine performance, and the way he plays.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of Andre Johnson.
JuJu might have received bigger money from KC and Baltimore per reports, but they weren't good fits. With Chiefs, he'd be the third target at best behind Tyreek Hill and Kelsey. At Baltimore runs the ball. Best chance for bigger money in 2022 is with Ben. Says Jerry Dulac, Steelers Inside Reporter.
Yeah, it's one way to think about. One way to put it.
Is there any other news?
Not that I'm seeing.
There is no news. God almighty, why
Not-
is there no news?
Yeah, not right now. Man,
No news. Wow.
gonna have to wait till tomorrow.
We've been streaming for 3 hours and there's no news. Schefter. Ian,
Here, let me double check.
are you awake?
Let me double check. If my phone wants to load up.
What player was your most accurate draft analyst, and what player did you overestimate in the past? God almighty.
Draft analyst,
Most-
most accurate.
Oh God, most accurate. Good Lord.
Oh man, that's gonna be a lot of thinking.
Devin Bush. That's not saying much.
Most accurate. I'm probably gonna say
Actually, no. Deontay Johnson.
that's another one. I'm probably gonna say TJ Watt because I really like TJ Watt coming out of Wisconsin, even after just 1 year as linebacker. I saw a lot of potential from Watt, and it's really showing.
As for overestimate, I mean, you could say Mason a little bit.
Definitely Mason.
Oh, you know what?
No, definitely Mason.
Andrew Billings.
That's another good one. Yeah,
We wanted Andrew Billings in the first round. Why the fuck
he went all the way.
would we go D tackle in the first round where we don't even play D tackle a lot in a 3-4 system?
Yeah, and Billings went to the 4th round. What the hell?
But yeah, the most accurate was Deontay Johnson. We actually had him in several mocks in the 6th round, as many people did. But we said, hey, he could come in as depth, be similar to an Antonio Brown, great route runner, return specialist, could come in as a starter.
Yeah.
No, 3rd round. I remember my reaction when I saw his name on the screen. Literally, WTF.
A lot of people thought it was a reach. Right now, it's not really looking like it.
No.
He's being treated as a number 1, and he's pretty much playing as
Yeah.
a number 1 despite the drops.
And
I remember hearing that I think it was the Buccaneers.
yeah,
That they were frustrated and cussing out Colbert and everything.
No.
You took this man.
I think they might have hit up former wide receiver coach. Huge shout out to Daryl Drake. May he rest in peace. They hit him up and were literally mad at Daryl Drake.
yeah.
Because
That's what it
they
was.
were going to take him the pick after. They eventually went with, I forget who it was. But yeah, they were going to take him the pick after, but didn't.
And they were so upset. Like you took our freaking guy. Yeah, you bet we did.
So that alone didn't make Deontay Johnson a reach. But yeah.
oh, there's one news.
What?
Former who gives a fuck? Former Cardinals, Cardinals tight end Dan Arnold is going to the Carolina Panthers. 2 years, $6 million.
That's not the backup tight end news I want.
No.
Can we get Jesse?
I'm surprised he has not been signed yet. I'm not saying he's anything special, but he's a pretty doable number 2.
Get Jesse James back in here. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's no that was it.
God.
That was literally it.
Steel Analyst says, good night, fellas. Good talk. Keep up. Good work. Hey, you have a great night, man. Thanks a lot for chatting. In fact, it is 1:15. It's officially Saturday morning. I guess I could say good morning, but I'd sound cheesy as hell. It's not really the morning. It's
I
Dark
don't
out.
see the sun up.
And for some of you West Coast guys out there, it's still Friday night. So, you guys, I am a subscriber when you first started this channel, and your growth of Steeler and NFL knowledge is incredible. Keep up the great work, and God bless you guys and your family. Appreciate that a lot, man. We appreciate you. That means a lot, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate it so much, man.
And same to you, seriously. Let's see. Who's going to be the second nose guard? You mean for the Steelers? It depends where they go.
Yeah.
I say letting Dupree go was smart because he sucked his first years till TJ got there, and I really like Highsmith. I mean, I'll give TJ some credit to Dupree's
Success.
I mean, he took a lot of pressure off of Dupree, but
But you can also see the growth that Dupree had as a player.
Yeah,
You really saw the dominance he had.
for sure. Steel Nation 412 says, good night, guys. Steelers for life. Great topics tonight. Hey, you have a great night as well, man.
Good night, man.
In fact, I think we're going to get out of here very shortly here. Probably when it hits around like 3:20-ish in the live stream area. So,
Yeah. Another 5 minutes, I'd say.
everyone's saying bring back Jesse James. I don't know why he's not still yet.
All we need is a blocking tight
I mean,
end.
granted, we don't have cap right now, but yeah.
No. But then what's the Steelers still need to get to work on doing?
For the remaining guys that are in the chat, first of all, we want to thank you guys a lot for chatting with us for 3+ hours. JuJu is officially a Pittsburgh Steeler once again. He'll be back for another year. Cameron Sutton is a Steeler, of course. Steven Nelson. I don't know what happens with him. Quick question to you guys. If Steven Nelson gets traded, what do you think we get out of him, and when do you think he gets traded?
Yes. What do you think happens, guys? What do you think we get?
Personally, I think he gets traded immediately after we go off the air because that's exactly what would happen. There's literally no news when we're live. And as soon as we go off the air, news.
If that happens,
I'm telling you.
dude, if that happens, dude, then I think you may have to go into like psychic. Is this a word, psychicism? Something like that?
You just created a word.
Well, good. Good.
Wow.
Because I swear, if that happens, goddamn, like you need to be a psychic.
Yeah, right.
That's your future.
Everyone's saying, let's see, a fourth. Should be a third, a fourth. I would accept that. I'd accept that.
I'd love a third or fourth.
When we guys go live again, stay blessed, guys. Go Steelers. That I'm not sure. We'd like to go live a little more often because this is fun.
This is a lot of fun.
It's great. We like to go live a little more often, but
we're throughout the off season though, especially after the draft, we are definitely planning to go live more though.
yeah, just talk Steelers. Maybe get some Madden live streams, other games in there. So we'll see what happens. Maybe in a Pens live stream. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Third, no less for Nelson, a punter. What the fuck?
Hey, you know what? Barry's not with us. I know we have some sort of practice squad type of dude. But hey, why not get some competition in there? Or you know, if we want to sign a free agent, Marquette King. The guy's been training.
Even though he has character issues and locker room issues.
I think like a year or two, away from the league in free agency, maybe that's meant
humbled him.
Maybe.
I'd hope so.
Maybe.
Zach says a third. Trade him to Patrick Chase Winovich.
Hey, you know what? Some edge depth. I always liked Winovich. And he grew up a Steelers fan. So why not?
You would really take Winovich?
Yeah, I would.
I don't know.
I like Winovich. I like Winovich. Use him in that rotational role. I think that'd be
I mean, if that pick's going to go to edge depth, then yeah, I'd take Winovich. Nelson, the Titans for 4th and 6th, and next Thursday. Third. Alex D says this should be a weekly thing. That's something we've explored, actually. It just, our schedule's a little weary because, I mean, the family's huge. We have a massive family, by the way. Work schedule, all that. It's crazy, honestly.
It really is.
We're hoping to get a proper schedule, and maybe we can make these things a weekly thing.
Right.
Best receiver in Pittsburgh right now? JuJu. Is it JuJu?
I say Claypool.
I say JuJu just because he's a little more
experience, I guess.
Not experienced and reliable. Claypool has slight drop issues.
Yeah, I probably say Claypool because I was very impressed with what he did without any preseason.
Yeah.
And with already a stacked receiving core.
Yeah.
And with what he did. I was very, very impressed.
Yeah. Belichick was coaching Browns, told everybody in the building, including the Jets, he was taking Kyle Brady. Guess who took Brady? Yeah. The rest is history. Do we gain cap if we trade Nelson? Shouldn't we cut Hayden? We actually create more cap trading or cutting Nelson.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about like 500,000, but hey, that 500,000 can go to
Jesse James.
Yeah, a 7th round pick. I don't know.
There we go.
Soon 5th rounder, 3rd or bust. A punter or some cheerleaders. That's hilarious. I've never been big on Nelson. His PFF stats make him seem like he's top 5 corner. He's good, but not great. I agree. I think Hayden makes him a lot.
No, he does.
Even though he's better than most corners we've had in the past.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I mean, I'd take Nelson over all the other guys.
Yeah. Do you guys remember Matt McCrane? Yes. filled in pretty well when Boswell, I believe, got hurt.
Yeah, played in that Bengals game two seasons ago.
It's going to be Hayden, Sutton, Pierre, Lane once Nelson leaves, plus I believe a draft pick. Just depends where.
Yeah.
Nelson for Willie Gay. You talking about the inside linebacker from KC? It'd be funny if Nelson goes back
How
to
did
KC.
Willie Gay, though? Because
well, he was out for the Super Bowl, but he did solid. He's got great speed.
Yeah, I always thought he had some talent, though.
Jack Gallagher. Ending the night with a $5 super set says, bring back Jesse. Bring back the Outlaw. Come on.
Yeah, I'm straight. Appreciate the $5.
Seriously. What if we sign Adoree Jackson and Malcolm Butler to replace Nelson? Not bad. Not bad. I mean, I thought Butler was always overrated.
He definitely was.
I'd like Adoree Jackson. And again, JuJu could influence Adoree to come to Pittsburgh because they were teammates when they were Trojans.
Right.
Are you guys working overnight at UPS still? It's actually not overnight. It's more of a middle of the day shift.
Yeah, Twilight.
Bro, Rob, it's JuJu because when we need a third down, go to JuJu, doesn't drop passes, and is consistent.
No, I agree with that. I can understand that. I really can.
Yeah. Do you guys know if the draft day event is happening or not? Do you mean for like still is like the draft party or whatever they call it?
I haven't heard any updates about it because obviously last year they had to cancel it.
Yeah, there's no news about it. I'd hope there's one. That'd be cool as shit.
Probably have to limit the revenue though.
Oh yeah,
the amount of people there.
I know what you mean. The capacity.
Yeah, thank you,
dude. That was supposed to be a yearly thing for us, and now I don't know. Might have to wait another year.
Man, last year we were supposed to do a lot. We
were
supposed to go to a Steelers game, the draft party. We were even supposed to go to Canton, Ohio, to witness Troy Polamalu and Bill Cowher getting enshrined.
2020 was supposed to be a hell of a year. That depresses me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. Hell, we actually met Dictate and his brother Still Logic at the draft party one time. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Huge shout out to those guys, of course. Man, we got to meet up again at draft party. Hopefully they have one of those again this year. I miss the good old days when we were worried about our punter situation. Now we have so many roles now. Yeah. Would you guys bring Mike Vick back to the Steelers as a running back or wide receiver? Probably a running back.
Running back. He was always great with his feet.
I mean, if he's young, again, if Cam Sutton slides outside for Nelson, who is our nickel? Pierre? Well, Pierre's 6'2", so I mean they could move them to nickel if they wanted to. I would think Brooks could get a shot there unless they draft a guy.
Right.
Will Big Ben's release be just as quick with a new and hopeful line? Receivers will flourish. I mean, maybe.
Could, yeah.
I mean, yeah, they need a line and a running game for Ben. I'll give him that. That's one thing he didn't have in the regular season. Trade Nelson for Butler? Nah. I mean, plus Butler's a free agent.
I'm not really big on Butler, though, anymore.
Late round for Nelson or give away as free agent to Kansas City. Pierre must have impressed the coaches. He did. That's why he made the roster last year. And he got playing time over Lane in the playoffs. Made some plays.
He did. He really did.
I'm excited for Lane this year. And if they like Pierre a lot, Lane and Pierre, of course, they could battle it out.
Which is fun, you know. It's good to have competition.
Oh, of course. Any chance we would sign Vince for cheap? Maybe for cheap. I could see it.
I could really see it because how much was he owed? Wasn't it like $7 million or something?
Something like that. We say $4 million.
Yeah, and we get like $3 million a day cap. But I could see possibly cheap if he wants to come back. I don't know. At
one point, he led the NFL in tackles for loss. He was second in tackles for loss, behind Watt, of course.
And he said several times, "I'm a Steeler for life. I want to retire a Steeler." So maybe, maybe I don't know.
Well, Pierre start maybe they like him a lot. That'd be crazy though. He's an undrafted free agent rookie and starts his second year. Hey, it's happened to Hilton.
It has happened to Hilton.
I want Jabril Cox so bad in the linebacking core. Man, him and Bush, giggity. God almighty.
That duo, man. Speed, coverage.
Marvel or DC? Marvel. I'm a Spider-Man guy.
I'm not really into superheroes, but I'd say DC. Go on.
I'm saying I gotta get PS5. I gotta play Miles Morales. I'm not playing that on PS4.
No, you need to get next gen. When I was younger, I was always a big Spider-Man fan with Tobey Maguire and everything. I love the Spider-Man movies. Still watch them to this very day, obviously. Big part of my childhood, but I've grown more into Batman than those other guys.
Yeah. Let's see. Where am I at? Whoops. Trade Nelson for Gilmore, maybe a pick, but I doubt. His contract's crazy. He's going on a new contract, but Gilmore and Hayden, holy shit. Imagine that. And there's still no news.
Not yet.
Still no news. I was hoping to close this night out with some solid news, but
And
there's not.
There is no news. So
There is literally no news. That's crazy.
So it looks like we're going to have to wait till maybe sometime later tonight or tomorrow for
Yeah.
more news.
We'll close out with some of these comments. Do you guys watch Arthur Moat's channel with Deck? Yes. Interesting discussions from Arthur Moat.
They're a very good channel.
We
I highly recommend watching them.
We apparently have the most cap space next year. Who should we sign? Well, we got to resign Watt, JuJu, maybe DeCastro, depending on his play. Edmonds, I think, would be the best time to resign him next year.
Depends on how he does.
You got to think most of that cap's going to go to them. Some dead money we're going to eat from Ben and restructures. Also, guys, we got to keep because we're going to have a lot of free agents next year, I think.
Yeah.
Some of these guys were brought back on one-year deals. And we're going to have what? I think people are saying 30 people signed only to the roster. I mean, yeah, most of the cap's it's going to go quick, although we'll still be in a solid situation.
Right.
Especially with the new NFL TV deals. Think James Washington has earned more playing time? Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Who do you like at running back? Najee, in this specific order, rather. Javonte, Najee, Etienne. If we're talking first round.
Yeah.
I also like Trey Sermon.
Kylan Hill, there's Stevenson.
Even Kenneth Gainwell,
Yeah, he's definitely grown on me.
who has met with the Steelers, even though he wouldn't be one of my top options. I mean,
He wouldn't be a bad one though. He wouldn't.
Why doesn't James Washington get as much attention or press as much as the other receivers get? He walks quietly and carries a big stick. That's the type of receiver you want. He's quiet. He gets to work, gets the job done.
He's very underrated, man.
Incredibly underrated. He needs more playing time. I hope he stay with the Steelers after next year.
I
He's another free agent.
I really think he's one of the secret weapon to our offense.
Yeah. What state are you guys from? Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania.
Good old state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, one's good. It's only good because of Pittsburgh. Fuck Philly. Anyway, guys, that is the live stream. I want to thank you guys very much for sticking with us for three and a half hours, actually. Holy shit.
Yeah.
When we live stream, we don't know how long we're actually going to be live. It's just, we talk with the chat, get the conversations going, and time flies when we're having fun. So
Yeah, it really does.
I want to thank you guys a lot for sticking with us for 3.5 hours on a Friday night into a Sunday or Saturday morning, rather. JuJu is a Steeler. Cameron Sutton is back. Steven Nelson's on the trade block. I don't know what happens with Nelson, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully we get an update tomorrow, maybe early tomorrow morning in the afternoon somewhat. Hopefully we get some news soon so we can see what's next. But thanks you guys not only for chatting, for talking, for your opinions, for watching, your super chats, everything. You guys are incredible. Seriously. But here we go, Steelers. It's great to have JuJu back. For those watching us on replay, let us know your guys' thoughts down below. Rob, you got anything else you want to put out before we get out of here?
I just want to say to the Steelers that ended up leaving via free agency, thanks for your contribution as a Pittsburgh Steeler. Thanks for doing what you could for this team. And good luck to your future endeavors. Glad you guys got the bag. For the players that stayed, let's get to work.
Yes.
Let's get to work. Let's have one last ride with Big Ben. Let's see if we can do it.
Yes. And, of course, we'll be out with a full free agency recap vid once free agency slows down. And then we'll see who the Steelers pick up in free agency. Like we said, all this entire live stream, Jesse James, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe a veteran edge rusher or a veteran safety. That's who I'd go after. We'll see what they do. But we'll be back with a free agency full recap vid once everything slows down. And then we'll be back with mock drafts for mock draft season, draft month in April. So quickly approaching. Thank you guys a lot. Have a great night. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see what the Steelers do in the next week and a half or so. Here we go, Steelers. See you guys in the next one.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Peace!